again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. Holy cows, and greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And if you haven't noticed yet in the title, I'm claiming it again. Talcott Tuesday is back. Jackie's back again, man. And blessings to all of you, right? The early risers, those who are rolling through quickly and early, man. Oh, my heart just swells. It really does. For those who are willing in the now or the later, hit that like, support the show, man. It ain't that tough. Won't cost you nothing. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door, that's for sure. But brothers and sisters, today on Tuesday, I got some mixed messages. I realized I got a lot in my mind and my heart that I want to offer. Starting a little bit early too. Right? So praise God and thank you to all of you who may tune in and join me. May the joy of growth and fellowship, may it be with us all again today. That's really the hope and desire I've got, man. To bring that pure Jack Talcott energy for all the lovers and the lack of lovers, man. That's what I hope to do. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where are we going to go today. Coach Jack, thank you, Austin Murphy, man. And Andy, good day to you, sir, as well. To Snow Zilzone. Oh, praise God. Praise God and all that has come forth. I've had a day of inspirations again today. And you know what? Where do I start? Let me start with the start, right? It's funny. In my social media, I missed a misspelling, but growth is found through the pursuit of goals and ambitions, right? And what I offered in the description and along with that idea of growth being found through the pursuit of goals, through the pursuit of your ambitions, right? Finding fulfillment in you. I offered forth, have more fun and joy in your life through the fulfillment found in a day well lived. Can you say that about today? Maybe if the day ain't done, we can still got time. We can get some stuff done together if we want to and if we try. But have more fun and joy in your life through the fulfillment found in a day well lived. Figure out what that means for you too, right? But memories of achievements, those can never be taken away from you. And simple goals open you up into greater possibilities. And the practice of bringing better into the present moments, set that simple goal for yourself, the idea of bringing better into the present moments, it adds up, right? And soon you may witness miracles, right, over what happens and gets accomplished by a little bit of effort, just small steps, one bit at a time, learning and growing, right? Maybe stumbling, but not focusing on the stumbling part, focusing on the getting up part, right? How do we learn from those things? That's what life is all about. Praise God, right? Choose love. Walk with faith. Figure out what that means for you to walk with faith. And for me, what it means to walk with faith is to walk with peace in my heart, with the absence of war. So today I'm inviting you all, right? In the background today is the subliminal reminder of peace, of course. Subtle. The subtle reminder of peace is in the background with me and the branding I so often wear. Um, yeah, it got warm today, and so underneath there's just a little bit more skin, right? Old Jack, I'm not all dressed up. Many layers. It got warm here today. So let me not put it off. For whatever it's worth, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link already for those who are present, wish to join. The opportunity is pinned to the top of the chat here in the YouTube live stream. And the idea is to join with joy, right? You don't have to join with a battle or an agenda or whatever, right? I'm prepared. I'm prepared. And if you're joining in the future, right, where it's not live, you chose to hit play a later time, speed it up. Speed me up. You'll understand me just fine and might even just come through a little bit more clear. Today, what I was considering about, the one that stood out to me so well, there's a number of them that stood out to me so clearly, right? Trying to understand this idea of Jesus and God and love and faith and life and what it's all about, man. I'm wondering, like, even in my dream state, I'm wondering this stuff. I'm thinking about it. Really is. It's all I want to do anymore. Spend time with God, God's love. The idea of God's love is where you start to find it. God, I forgot to write those thoughts down. There's some idea with that. The practice of knowing. To know, one must have faith. In order to have faith, one must believe. In order to believe, perhaps one must trust. In order to trust, what's required to trust? Perhaps just a willingness, an openness, right? The opportunity, the idea to trust and be willing to believe, to have faith, and then to realize, right? Holy shit, the evidence is right there. This thing I had faith in, this thing I had doubts in before, and the thing I started to believe in, and then the thing I started to have faith in. Well, then I started to see so much evidence. It was like, how was this hidden from me before? How did I not see? How did I not see? How was I blind, right? To the awareness, the gift, to the celebration of life and all that this life can bring. We ain't done yet, baby. We're just getting started. As far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of learning to be found in this world. There's so many things I hope to learn, hope to discover. That brings me to another point I want to share. For those of you who have been loyal listeners and viewers with this Jack Talcott journey, I kept saying it, but things are finally happening. Things are coming together, man. I'm telling you. I've got some guests scheduled, right? Because because of past patterns and the darkness and the demons that want to just prove Jack wrong. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but I've got some amazing, inspiring guests scheduled and planned to join me on this next Friday, whatever the date is. I used to have that in my hands. I think it's the 14th. And then another conversation next Monday. I believe that's on the 16th. I could be mistaken. Regardless, this Friday and Monday, so far, I've got two amazing, incredible, inspiring guests scheduled that we're going to have some fun conversations. Wait a minute. Jeeps, are you seeing wrenches? I see shields in YouTube and wrenches on the in StreamYard. Yeah, I did get a little grooming too. Jack cleaned up just a little bit, right? That's what is happening. I'm noticing there are patterns. I mean, the wisdom is true. There's no denying it. I mean, you can deny wisdom, but why would you? Unless you want to just be a fool. Because who else denies wisdom but fools? Do you know that our world is literally being run by fools? Fools and liars have been given like wealth and power, and they've got everybody fooled because dishonest people, they go along with the lies. And we have a world of financing and maneuvering. It's all politicking and division. It's all bullshit. Don't believe in it, brothers and sisters. Don't believe in anything more than God, God's love, God's truth, right? And then figure out, what does that mean to you? God and God's love and God's truth. What does that mean to you? How do you know that? Hey, I don't know that I would describe it that way, but why did Grace Thorpe drift away so quickly? I'm not sure. It's a pattern in my life, guys. It really is. There's something going on in my life where things keep happening. I don't know what I'm telling you. Might be. Golly geez, I just love all you guys. The show needs a co-host. No, not necessarily. What it needs is more clarity, more organization, more promotion. It could use a lot of things, but a co-host, I don't know that that's really what it has to be. Here come the people that are jealous of Jack. And I am kind of a space cowboy, but I'm not alone. There's many out there with me. Speaking of, welcome back, Stephen.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
Dude, I'm feeling blessed.
I came to bring the energy today. Hello, hello. You're feeling blessed. Sharing the absence of war with me is the title.
Amen.
Who is a million sparks?
Pretty sure that's one of Moose's names, but
Oh,
I could be wrong.
okay. I was hoping Grace would last as the co-host. I thought that might be good as a
Yeah.
team or as chemistry. I was
Mm-hmm.
pulling for that to work.
Yeah. It's not done. I mean, she had a lot going on. She had the physical stuff going on uh, in her life, right? She had the cleaning out the garage and physical things to take care of, real life stuff outside of online. Hey, we've got another guest, and I'm not sure what I'm not sure about, but I know it's a fan of yours, Stephen. Cadence has returned. What's going on here?
What do you mean?
Welcome back,
Is that
Cadence.
Paul with a voice changer? Moose
Nope.
said Steven has been the best co-host so far. Grace was all right, but she had a lot of baggage.
Yeah, Moose's discernment isn't always that
I'm
great.
not Paul. I'm not Paul.
Right.
I'm here to fill in as co-host today. I'm filling in for Grace, though.
All right.
I'm the best ever substitute co-host, like a substitute teacher.
Well, see, I don't actually feel like I've had really the co-host I'm looking for. Not yet.
I'm doing my best, Jack. You got to
I know.
appreciate my efforts.
I know. I do. I
May I say
appreciate.
something?
Please do.
I just think it's sad what happened to Russia.
Is there a reason that's there a reason you brought that up to change the
But I
direction of the
just think it's so
conversation?
sad that like the whole Lazar family were murdered.
Okay.
The whole Romanovs were murdered.
What year was that?
I don't know. Do you know?
Don't know. This is your story. We were talking about something else, but are we just going to go through a list of things that are sad?
No,
What are
of
we
course
doing?
not. I'm just saying I find it sad what happened in history.
Okay. There's a lot of sad things in history.
I just think it's sad that Anastasia was murdered.
Great. What's relevant to what we're discussing here today?
Love.
Connect the dots, because you're
Love
not
and peace and justice.
okay. And that connects to, what was the name you said?
Anastasia.
Okay. Thank you for bringing that. Now what?
And now you carry on.
Thank you. So what I've been looking at today, sincerely, not just today, but recently, is real life. Okay. What is real life and what is pretend? What is imagined? What's not real life? Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Is this real life?
Is it?
Well, the Queen song Bohemian Rhapsody, the lyrics started off, "Is this the real life? Or is this just fantasy?
Sure.
Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality." So I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe they were sending a message with that. Maybe there's something to it.
Sure. And so what do you think?
I think this might be a dream within a dream, like Edgar Allan Poe wrote.
All right. Cadence, what were you saying?
Who, me?
Do you have thoughts on this?
I think it's an interesting song.
I think you're missing the point again, Cadence. Holy cows, we have a wonderful opportunity. Let me welcome to the group Pack Talcott. Holy cows.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. But unfortunately, I have to have a word with you, Jack, a word of contention. We need to get it out of the way and then move forward in love.
Okay.
You emailed me and said that you were adding me to your team. And
Yes.
I woke up today. Well, I didn't wake up today. I mean, I did some work in the garden, but I came back in and then I reawoke is what it felt like. That's why I said that. I reawoke to a reality where I was like, oh my God, I did an hour's worth of work. That's like, we hate work around here, right? Like I did almost 2 hours of gardening work and whatever. And I said, I got to get back to me and sort of love and other stuff where I can just sit on my ass. And then I was like overjoyed and excited to like, I heard from a creature that you were on and I'm like, I'm going to get right over there because I'm part of the team now. And lo and behold, I go to look for my invitation and to scroll through my teams on StreamYard and I'm not on the Live Without Fear team. So that has to be some kind of mistake or oversight, right? Like you wouldn't tell me without me asking that you want me to be part of the team and then not invite me, right?
It says you're pending.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Let me see. Consciousness. No, that's why you didn't get the dots. See, and that probably fucks a lot of people. There's probably a lot of people who don't get emails across to me because I was bright enough. I named my email "Consciousness is Rising," and my consciousness was really low, ironically, when I put dots in my email. Because I go, we're lucky if I can get these people to spell consciousness and is and rising like all correctly. And then they got to get the dots in there, right? Consciousness dot is dot rising. Yeah, I completely fucked all of us on that one. And then I'm so deep into it now. Do I change the email and then sort of give up everyone who was already emailing that email? Like, what do I do now? Right? We'll figure that out later. But okay, I figured that
Sorry.
At Gmail, consciousness dot is dot rising at gmail.com. And again, I had a feeling that it was a clerical error. You wouldn't have done that.
It was me.
No, that's okay. All right. We got an understanding now. I will be joining the team immediately, henceforth, and we're moving forward in love.
We are. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our other young guest or old guest, whatever she may be, has dropped. We've got King Stephen has been here. He was.
Now, I hope King Stephen won't be upset about this idea that I'm essentially going to be the new official co-host with keys and benefits and privileges. I don't
mind. I don't mind. I'm not jealous.
All right.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. And I wanted to offer, Stephen was trying to step up until you showed up, Paul, till everything was working out, and he's been trying to do that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a weight off my shoulders, though. There's a lot less pressure where I don't have to. And also
I want to tell King Stephen, if you can, please say hello to and give my good wishes to the Dolphin Jesus when you see it again. Fascinating, majestic creature it is, but yeah.
I will say hello to Dolphin Jesus and to Black Jesus and Mexican Jesus.
Right.
Well, I want to thank you actually for not bringing those guys here as you could be, right?
You're not into Dolphin Jesus here?
No, not so much.
Not even the EE? You're not into that? Okay.
No, not so much.
Not for everyone.
Oh, he's in the background, Jack. I'm not going to bring him on, but I heard him in the back. I did hear him in the background. Yeah.
Now the Mexican Jesus, though, that one Paul, I don't know what happened to him. Last I saw him, he was shaving his head on your streams.
Yeah. Yeah, we gave him a bit of a makeover. We did sort of a queer eye thing. That was back when Illuma Tommy was on the panel. So we did a queer eye thing, and it didn't go anywhere like so many other things, but we enjoyed it. We had a good time. That's what it's all about, man. How to learn that. That's what it's all about. Not only about love, but it's about intense pleasure. Okay? Ecstasy, maybe even.
In the right time and the right ways, it most certainly is.
And self-pleasure. I'm rubbing one of my legs right now. I had a muscle cramp in my thigh, and I'm massaging my leg and my knee, and it feels a lot better.
Good. That's what I look at when my body aches. Usually I just look at it. There's a sign. There's a message. There might be some tension or some adjustments that I can help with.
And this is good, right? It's good to learn the art of massage and self-care, because I don't know about you guys, but I have a tough time convincing people to even come near me, let alone touch me, right? So oftentimes I have to sort of, take charge of all those activities, right? But that's better for me in a way, right? I get to be with me, for me, as me.
That is one of the benefits to money, is you can get people to do things that they may not want to do.
Right. Right. And that's pretty much all that I try to make money for, right? I mean, I don't make it. I try to collect it. I try to collect it for the day, and that day's coming quick. It might have even been yesterday, where, as I said, I'm going to have to pay more people to just be near me and be a part of what I need them to do, right? So that's a blessing. That's part of the blessing of America. There's a lot of fat, disgusting, creepy, weird folks who have access to upward mobility just by being their fat, creepy, weird, obnoxious selves. And by virtue of that system, they get to get paid and then get to pay others to be around them, right? Where in the past, they'd have been alone, exiled, right? Outcast.
And then there's those that fit that description, but they haven't figured out how to get paid for it yet.
Right. Man, did you see what he just? He's good. This Talcott is good when it comes to
clutch, Jack.
What's
I'm still
that?
waiting for you to fix my clutch, Jack.
I'm
Start a
still
GoFundMe.
waiting. I'm still
Start a
waiting.
GoFundMe.
No. Stop
Yeah.
telling me, dude. After
Help
all
the
this
community.
time,
Help me. Since you can't stop wars.
after all this time, please see the obvious. Stop telling me what to do.
Okay, so if I told you to start loving and quit hating, because there's a certain individual that feels that you have been hating and showing hate, and I gotta admit, I've witnessed it. I've witnessed Jack's hatred and hating
To who?
Mr. Cage.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no, that reaction is the hateful reaction. He has feelings too,
I realize he does.
and you're hating on him.
Wait, Cage has feelings?
Well,
They're hidden. He's got a lot of scars and calluses on his emotions, but he's got feelings. He's a sensitive boy too.
did you just? That was weird.
He's
That
very
was
sensitive,
weird.
but he's not genuine. He won't be candid and transparent and open up to what he actually thinks and feels, right? He prefers
Candid
to
Cage would be good.
stay in a defensive
Well, let him come
so he
talk
can
to
keep up this persona of being big and bad and tough, right? And we see through that, right?
Well,
Thank
maybe you
you.
should
Yeah.
talk to him, Jack.
Well, you know what? Actually, that is something I was just reminded of. That's something that Paul does very well. He points out what the patterns of behavior.
Yeah,
And-
but we just had this conversation. Who makes Paul the authority on what? Because he likes to
You just
present
have to
himself as the
listen.
authority. No, he doesn't.
He's snafu.
With the ones who cuck up and cult to him, he does.
Snafu,
but
the
not one-
projection that
No,
anybody
it's not projection, Paul. You're
interrupting me now.
Hey, Paul, why don't you ask him to backstage me, because we know Jack will for you. We know he will.
Stop. It can be a back and forth conversation. Calm
Okay,
down.
so I'm just saying, who gives Paul the authority to speak for
We
everyone? in
heard
the
that already.
community?
You're repeating now.
No,
Yeah.
because you still continue to speak
You're
on
not letting
authority
me
for everyone in the
answer.
community.
Please pause.
In any group or in any community, there's going to naturally be, whether it's forced or
That's
not.
not you. You're not
You're
the
talking
leader.
over me again. See, there's going to always naturally be, I don't know if you want to call it a hierarchy, but a social order that forms. Snafu. It's part of communing, right? That's why there are things called community leaders, whether they call themselves that or not. Other people call them that because they find certain personalities to be inspiring and motivating, right?
I have a question about that. Is a community similar to a commune?
It's whatever you essentially get together and agree that it is, right? I mean, we can come up with some level of what we believe to be an objective definition based on what we observe and experience. But
Yeah, I'm curious. What would make a community? What would make?
How about relationships?
Okay. All right.
I agree with that. And I think that if we go to the root of the word, right, commune is right in the word community, right? So your first relationship is with the supernatural, right? Or with the spiritual, because that
That's
is
exactly what I
communing with
wondered
the
about
spirit,
it.
with God, right? And then that kind of reflects or translates over into the interpersonal dynamic, I would say.
Because I noticed the word within the word, so that's why I wondered about it.
Well, and I love this from Jeeps. Common unity. The
Common unity, community. Ah,
Makes
that's
sense.
good, actually.
Makes
I like
sense
that,
to me.
Jeeps. Well done, Jeeps.
So, Jack, my question would be, I got your invite here. I'm going to accept it. My question with you going forward is there any criteria here that you would prefer that I go along with, right? Because right there, I probably would immediately put Snafu in the back to respond and then brought him back out, right? You kind of gave him a longer leash there. So I want to make sure that I don't step on your toes here as far as governance goes.
Please, especially with the wild card ones, please. I respect the way that you communicate and the way that you keep some semblance of here. Let me bring him back.
Yeah,
up.
let me blip backstage to put my narratives out, because that's how losers, as Mr. Steven said. Hey, Steven, do you think Paul is a leader?
Losers.
I'm going to
Losers.
reset so I
don't
can
think
make
Steven
my
would
keys
consider Paul
active.
his
I'll be
leader.
right back.
Thank you.
No. Hey, Jack, don't you love how he literally
No, I don't.
explained backstage me, and so I could put my narratives out, and then we'll bring them up.
Yeah, so that's how any interaction is going to go, from a council meeting to a court to a church service to pick something. Any type of orderly ordeal and interaction or presentment
Bingo.
has to be governed, because if not, what you have is the 1 to 3% who will never conform with anything, even if it's to their own benefit, and will actually make it their life mission to try to disrupt. Okay? And distract other folks from whatever is available to them and each other, right? And you happen to be someone who fits that category of pattern of experience like 9 out of 10 times.
Yep. Can you
So if
calm
you're a
down?
victim, it's a victim of your own inability to
You know
control
what?
yourself and govern yourself to a beneficial outcome, not only for yourself, but everyone around you. That's why you need your clutch fixed and can't fix it. That's why you're in a hospital every day and can't pay for it. Think that the state owes you health care while you destroy your body all day, every day. I'll even meet Jack in the middle because I know he's going to have an issue with this. We're merged. So I hear and feel his thoughts, right? Okay. You want the state and everyone else to pay for your health care? Great. But there's going to be stringent criteria on how you're going to have to eat and exercise and not scream and yell all day, every day, and put cortisol levels up through the roof to create more disease, or else you're not going to get that funding. That's how government programs and funding and statism works. So I'll meet you right in the middle, Snafu. You just failed your first interview for health insurance here at State Slave Farm. You didn't meet the criteria.
Fuck that. I'm going the fucking State Farm, Geico. I'm going with the reptilians.
All you have to do is
dude, you are culted up, and Paul loves.
Let's reset, because Jack and I love you.
Yes.
As much as that's very difficult for you to believe and accept, I'm sure. And you love us on some level.
Yep.
We know that. We feel that, right? So let's reset to that common core beingness, that we have love for each other and care for each other. And let's get out of the mode that you like to be in constantly, because that's the only way you get inspired. It's by arguing and fighting, right? Going to war.
Please.
Can we do role reversals here? What if Steven is the Paul, and let Steven be the guru of gurus?
No.
Oh, so Paul can't, or Steven can't do what Paul's doing, Jack? I can't do it. You see that, Steven? Very sounds biased.
Please pause to realize you're not in control here.
I'm not. I'm telling you that you guys don't control either.
But that's wrong. You're clearly
Paul is not in control of me or Steven.
Oh, I absolutely am. I just turned your volume down 3/4, so now we can hear Jack and still hear you, and you're not drowning out all the audio because we're doing right. And then you're going to try to be obstinate and throw your mic level all the way up, which we need to write StreamYard after today and let them know that when we turn volume down, user can't turn it back up. There's a reason we're doing that.
That's you.
I hope not everyone has the annoying guests that we do, but I'm sure that they do. Snafu, please welcome back. Let's reset and pause, because the reality. How much evidence do you need to see?
I want paid.
How much evidence? You need to listen, my friend.
So do you.
How do I communicate with you when you don't listen?
You could speak through my representation, which I'll use Steven right now. He could represent me.
All right.
Holy cow.
According to the chat, I'm one of Jack's handlers. I don't know if people knew that, but I'm one of the handlers here. Somebody
Yeah.
said.
That's why I'm having you. Does he handle you pretty good?
Here, actually, you know what, Paul? Yes, you're already showing. Thank
Trexie
you.
is trash,
Thank you for
though.
accepting the
We know
invitation.
Trexie is trash.
And Snafu, you are being handled. You're like a little
by
boy.
you two handlers.
Okay, whatever you want to call it.
You guys are trying to do a cult thing here that want children
No.
on your panels.
If you stop fighting, our conversation becomes considerably different.
All right, here's the fighting. Let's see Paul get you a meeting with the United Nations or do something today since he's your partner now. Come on, Paul. Let's see you do something with Jack today.
Again, you're misunderstanding your
Yeah, that's your agenda for Jack and his broadcast today.
You're his.
This is the tiny little detail you keep missing, but it becomes a very big thing. Is your agendas for everyone else in their broadcast is not theirs. That's the culting. So while you project onto us that we're trying to cult, you're trying to cult because you're going to everyone else's areas where they commune and do what they do and trying to tell them what their life and agenda is going to look like today because you merely exist.
Wrong, because Jack tells us for years he's going to stop wars, and you tell us you're the guru leader of all.
No, that's the thing. And see, and this is great because by you being delusional and in denial, you force me to have to take a position based on the truth. The truth is energy, feelings, cucking, as you put it, sucking up to his side. Jack has never said he's going to end the wars. He's saying he advocates for ending wars. That's a very different statement, okay? Nuance and context is something that I don't want to say retarded people because it's a very loving energy in me today and in here today, but sort of, folks who need remedial care, right? They need some remedying. They have a hard time with nuance and context, right? You do that all the time, right? Because I said someone who's under 18 could be allowed here to interact, that I'm now a pedo pogo. Right, and I'm supporting them being victimized and predated upon. Right. So Snafu, he advocates for ending wars. He doesn't say he's going to end them all.
It's actually in Steven's content. There's multiple videos, which we have too, where Jack says he could end the wars if we all get to.
No, what he says is he believes, and then we'll go to him because he's right there. He believes. I'm just reviewing back the record, right? And so he says that he believes that he could have a word with these folks and that he could potentially be a source of reason or inspiration. Okay, that's what has been said over and over.
Give him 15 minutes with Trump and the wars would stop. Let's just be real with what Jack has made claims to.
Listen,
let's be honest.
He believes that's a potential possibility, and there's no way that you could prove it's not. As crazy and ridiculous and as outlandish as it sounds, you are not God, and you don't know conclusively what would happen. Even if it's 99.9% sure, there's still a 0.1% chance.
Actually, there's not a 0.1% chance because you're blacklisted.
Listen, please pause. Golly geez, thank you. What is really important here is I've said a lot of things. Sometimes I say things to provoke people, right? Admittedly, that's part of the idea. I'm trying to encourage expanded thoughts. But the reality is, all I'm suggesting is what seems to be obvious. Wars can end when people stop fighting. Can you stop fighting, Snafu?
You guys are lying about your claims over the years, and there's plenty
You're
of.
You're not answering the question.
No, you guys are lying on a lie.
In spite of that,
when you're lying from the beginning of it,
you're
lying about the statements you made, and Paul's lying about the statements you've made over the years, which I don't understand why Paul would lie for your statements, which is on footage.
I'm losing interest.
Yeah, I'm losing patience with your lies, both of you.
All right, well then go along. Go along, little boy. Let's take a break. We've got a couple of other guests in the back, as you can see. Any interest in that?
Yeah, I'm open to that. I just put the link down, so I figured we'll freshen up. You know what? I didn't even see that second row there. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll freshen things up, so to speak. Give some other folks an option.
Let's see where this goes. A man from the past for sure. Let's just love, brothers. Welcome back, Moose. How are you today?
I'm just here for some remedy and love. That's all, brothers. It's a beautiful day. The sun's out. It's 69 degrees in Maine. Just you can't ask for anything else.
Greetings, Michael.
All right. Well, good for you.
What are
And
we,
so, huh?
we up to today? Because I'm really against the Iran war, so I feel like we are now comrades.
Well, I think this is what's happening. The similarities are being shown. The unity is being discovered. I was noticing actually, because truly this topic, sharing the absence of war with me, because truly I've been feeling amazing today, feeling great, inspired, very grateful. And then I just happened to look at Tommy's live stream from yesterday. Not to take
Let me stop you there. That was your first mistake, but go on.
I know. Well, and that was just it. In the first couple of minutes in the chat, I see someone writing Talcott is a warmonger. So I'm like, okay, now this is what I'm facing as far as what's out there. This is not
A warmonger. Well, I don't know if you're a fan of Star Trek, but there was a episode where there was a parallel universe with a Spock with a beard. And in a parallel universe, there is a Jack Talcott that's a warmonger. To be fair, there is a alternate Jack Talcott.
here. We've got a couple of other guests. One of them has been patiently waiting a little longer, but the other one might be bringing an opportunity for peace. Moose, and welcome back, Goose. Landry, how you doing?
I'm good. Is the audio brutal?
Not horrible. It's not the best, but
It's not great, so it's probably not picking up these microphones. Okay.
it's not bad.
Okay, it's tolerable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's good to be here. It's a
Say
beautiful
your
day.
piece.
The sun's shining. You know.
Is an amazing day. And today, the topic, sharing in the absence of war. That is what I believe our world is really waiting for. And I do think that is what the real prophecies are. As I said, I've got a couple of guests coming up, and the first guest is very well studied in the Bible and languages and all sorts of fascinating things. So here, we've got a couple of guests I'm going to bring up, unless you guys here have anything. I'm going to bring up a couple more guests.
Is
Zill,
Landry here to goose moose?
let's not make assumptions, but
Okay.
Bill, welcome. You.
Hello. Was
Hello
Please.
there.
Thank you
Zills.
for you. I want to be respectful though, because we've already been speaking about the other guest, and I want to see what happens here. Cage, welcome back. How are you, friend?
He looks like he's about to jump.
You look like you're in the back of a department store. Do you work there?
Let's not worry about appearances.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to get him to say anything. Oh, he
He's
ran away.
healthy and here.
Why is he mean mugging? You got a problem, Cage? You got a problem you want to address? Huh?
Do you have the owl?
Freak mode on you.
Hey, Zillzone.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think that your presentment is appropriate for Jack's broadcast?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Good
laughing
point.
because you know that what you're doing is specifically antithetical to what Jack would prefer. And that's why you're doing it.
I think it's a little funny, so that's probably okay.
But no.
The joke is the mirror, brothers and sisters. Look in the mirror.
Okay, but this is what the difference, right, between a child and one who grows up is learning how to read where you are and what is and is not appropriate or appreciated. Zill and Cage, you guys both are examples, as well as Snafu in the back. Praise God, all of you guys.
Praise God. Zill is
All right,
upside
so can I just
down.
ask a
There's the
question?
owl.
Because Moose is having a party in chat now. He's sowing his wild oats
nice
down there. But
rabbit
one of
you
the
got
things
there.
that he's writing is, excuse me, if I could just finish. One of the things he's writing is that he can only hear Steven and Jack. Are we having audio issues from the rest of the panel?
I can hear everyone.
Right. I think that the
it's
sound is
just a
pretty
him
decent
thing.
all around.
What was
Just
that?
a him deal?
Yeah.
Right.
Paul, I have a question.
Yeah, I just
Go ahead, Mr. Zillzone.
Paul, am I you and are you me?
No, I'm not joking. I have some kind of like issue with my audio. I can hear you.
Okay, well, Moose, come back, leave and come back, and we were on the button at the same time there. Figure it out, Moose, because we're going on like over 4 years now, where you can't hear or can't interact, and then distract the shit out of me and others in chat.
Oh my God, brothers and sisters.
That's good for you too. We can let you go as well, because Zilzo just asked a great question, and I was actually going to bring up this question from yesterday because you asked Jack as well, sort of, with a grin to yourself. It sounded like, So, yes and no, and that's going to really throw you for a loop, right? That's where you're going to say that I'm really double talking and talking in circles. So.
Right, because it doesn't make sense. That's the problem with it.
It doesn't make sense to your left brain, seemingly logical mind. Right?
So, Paul,
it does in fact, if I could just finish, it does in fact make sense to those who also have a left brain logical leaning, who practice things like quantum physics, who've observed scientifically. Right. Well, then if you know about it, you would know that essentially what we call the experience of God has been revealed through that scientific method. And the scientific method in general.
How do you figure that? How do you figure that?
Because we are all connected to each other on some level and to everything that exists here to an extent. And we are all essentially on the highest level, pure consciousness and awareness, having the experience of individuation. So that right there is the this and that. And that's where most folks find a point of contention, right? They're either overly right-brained or overly left-brained, and they find contention arguing their side of their perspective when the universe incorporates both, right? The universe is a complementary blending of both aspects of beingness. So it in fact makes perfect sense if you understand how things are working.
That's so interesting, Paul. One thing I'd like to bring up is that you don't understand how quantum mechanics work. And what it sounds to me like is, Paul, is you just take that complexity and then you injected your own made up religion into it. Because quantum mechanics is so complex, we must all therefore be interconnected. It doesn't actually follow, Paul, because you'd have to actually explain it according to how quantum mechanics works. Really, what you might be saying is we're all quantumly entangled. But that does not mean we're the same, Paul.
Right, but you didn't go to the second part of my own firsthand experience. And again, I'm not projecting or presenting a religion here. You are. I don't believe Jack is either. So none of us are claiming to be the ultimate authority on.
I mean,
you're interrupting me now. I just let you finish without making a point, while saying I'm not making a point, and you want to cut me off right. You want to cut me off right away. So I've had a firsthand experience where I, as a pure conscious awareness, left my body had the will to move around, right? Was not subject to the laws of nature to an extent, the laws of gravity, I guess you could say. Nor did I experience the feeling of personality, I guess you could put it, or complete individuation. I experienced something quite antithetical to that, right? So that's where I get my reference point for why I say what I say, is not some postulating sort of presentment or perspective. This is my firsthand experience of being in the state of pure conscious and awareness, realizing that I have a body, I'm not the body, and that when I'm in the state of pure conscious and awareness, I'm not subject to what the body is subject to. And then I speculate and postulate that every other being here is having the same experience, whether they know it or not. They are pure conscious and awareness inside of what they believe to be their body, and they're bodily identified with that body rather than identified with the conscious and awareness. So they perceive it all as individuated and separate and different, when in fact it's a false identification, as far as how I perceive and have experienced it. And Jack seems to concur with that. That is also, by the way, the root of like all enlightenment studies and practices, is that experience and that revelation that we are pure conscious and awareness having a physical experience here, and then almost training ourselves to not be reactive to the bodily identification, right? Making the separation so that we can perceive differently and have more options available to us. We become more empowered with that practice.
That's what I've experienced and learned. The gurus and the really ascended ascetics, or whatever the right word is, the spiritual devotees. I mean, I read stories about some of these yogis. They put themselves in caves in very uncomfortable positions just to overcome the bodily form and master the mind and consciousness, right? Stories about people subjecting themselves to physical pain, right, in order to overcome the senses of the body. I'm not that tough, man. I turn the cold shower on and I test myself like that. But
well, that's what these panels are for us, Jack. This is our version of whipping ourselves and hanging ourselves from hooks through our first 3 layers of skin.
Some Christians did that with little whips and flails. They whipped themselves and
right. And I think Paul was right. This may be our way to some degree of self.
I'm not here to torture you, Jack. I'm not here to cause you pain.
Sure? Not intentionally.
I'm here to bring joy. Huh?
You've not been here to intentionally cause misery or unpleasantness, but it's been the result quite often.
I'm here to bring laughter and joy.
I appreciate that. And let's focus on that, because that is what is available for us.
Okay, so if you're going to be in the chat under sort of alternative names to scroll and project, I'm probably going to remove you or time you out for the time being, right? So if we see it or hear it once and we don't respond, it means we're ignoring you. If you say it 3 to 5 more times, it means your desperation is taking up space where we could have other interactions, right? So, it's not about me being scared. It's about me creating order here and a direction and having some kind of comprehension, right? Some kind of order and interaction. So if you'd like to come up, I'll post the link again. If you'd like to question me about because see, again, you projected that I said higher consciousness. I didn't. That's your projection, because you're an inferiority complex projecting superiority complex. We've seen this a lot on these panels. I said pure consciousness and awareness. I didn't say higher or lower. You made that distinction that I didn't make, right? So, right. Once again, here's the link. If you got something you want to address, questions, comments, concerns, preferably about the understanding and the material and the experience, not about your projections about me and how much of a shitty person I am, right? We get enough of that around these parts, if you haven't noticed.
And let me offer too, recently for the mods, I realize I've got a wide variety of people there, but please be aware that, I don't care about the opinions of what you might think of Paul and I aligning together and merging with this. Be respectful, right? And for the people with mods, let's be mindful. I don't want as much disrespect here. Not anymore.
Right. It's very simple to read what folks' intentions are. Your intention is to do nothing other than try to demean, devalue, distract, and all the rest of it. And that's great, because then you could just be removed. Or you could take the opportunity to have a real interaction with who and what I am and who and what Jack is and what we're talking about, or not. You get to make that decision, right? And then based on what you present, you are judged to an extent, right? So you have control over that. And then I will try to make order out of it, right? Order out of chaos. These are very, very revealing themes that go on in the panel verse that reveal why governance is what it is to the extent that it is at this time. I'm going to bring Zilzo back in, Jack, unless you have any objections.
We got another guest I'd almost prefer, but if you want to wrap things up with Zill or see if we can.
Yeah, I was going to bring them both in, actually.
All right.
I'll go ahead and I'll let you boys keep it up. You guys were already on a slick pace, and I got something different to bring up. So, gentlemen, stay focused, and I'll be right here.
Right. So, questions, comments, concerns on the experience. If you want to debate the understanding, I'm open to that. You don't even, Jack's criteria is be respectful. I'm not even concerned that you be as respectful as you are intentional. So, set your intent on discussing the ideas and presenting your truth or the truth. Don't make it about a power game competition with me, because you're not going to win that anyway, right? So why even go there?
Wonderful. Now, I believe when I joined your live, you did explain that spiritual experience you had, and that is very interesting to me. So I'm not going to say you didn't have it. I'll say what I said back then is I believe, to me, it sounds like you were in a spirit form, which is very interesting. So again, I'm not going to discount your experience. I'll just say that I don't believe it's logical for us to be the same. For example, if you thought 1 equals 1 and I thought 1 equals 3, we can't be the same person because we have conflicting beliefs. And so therefore I don't follow what you meant by we're all one, but I heard what you're saying.
Right. So if we go back to this idea of being pure conscious and awareness in the body, looking out and operating the body, then you're talking about that pure conscious and awareness having a discrepancy in the thoughts that they hold. That is not a discrepancy in who or what they are. So again, that is the non-reality that separates us oftentimes.
I think we have different definitions of identity then. I think that's the difference.
You're holding on to an identity of your being.
Yeah, personhood. I'm me, right? I'm unique.
Right. Why do you think that's important?
Because each of us being unique is important. We relate to each other and we share experiences with each other.
Okay, so let's press into this, Jack, if you'll allow me here.
Please.
So can you give me examples of how you and others are unique? Because when folks say stuff, right, I want to determine, is this facts based or is this feelings based? And usually the way we do that is I ask someone to explain logically, because you purport to be a logical being. And then I will, of course, follow it up with what my experience shows me, which is quite the opposite to what you just presented. I actually contend that we are far from unique, and that politics, religion, and many other mechanisms are evidence of this, because you have like 8 billion people all going in the same directions based on what they're told. So that's evidence of the absence of uniqueness, if you want to be, I guess, technical about it. Right. So please explain to me how you determine that you and others are so unique.
Well, I believe I have a unique experience because I have thoughts that you don't share.
Such
I also have, well, I'm thinking of a giraffe with 6 legs. It's really weird. Did you think of that?
Actually, yeah. As soon as you said it, that's the first thing that came into my mind. A giraffe with 6 legs. So there's another absence of uniqueness.
You know, if I don't tell you, you won't know what it is, Paul. That's a problem.
Again, you're trying to make your argument true now, but you're not. It's not founded in any fact. So the answer was you had a feeling like you were unique because your ego identified and you want to believe you're different and individuated and special. But the facts show that you, like every other being here, are subject to the same laws of nature and the same ideas that you think are all your own that have been given to you, right? So again, what we actually see when we get away from the feelings and the facts is the absence of uniqueness. We see similar, if not sameness, across the board. Why? Because the universe is holographic and reflective.
Aren't we the sum of our experiences? Is that not true?
As
No.
is everyone, and there's only one experience that we're all participating in. Zill,
Your experience may shape you, but you are not your experiences. Go ahead, Jack.
Well, that's the whole of humanity, Jack. But each part of humanity has their own piece as well, right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Shoot.
We were talking about the whole being different from the parts.
Oh,
right. Our experiences shape who or what we believe we are, right, and how we act and live, but they are not what we are. They're not who or what we are.
right.
These bodies, you mean?
We're all parts of the one. There's one experience that's happening. Each of us, we do have our different perspective. And I guess that might be where Zill was saying the uniqueness. Because my perspective is going to be based upon my past experiences and the meanings that I found.
Yeah.
So while there is a uniqueness to us, what I'm suggesting is the differences don't make a difference.
Okay, that's a different discussion then, I think. Yeah.
Possibly.
So I think we're having, I think we just have different thinkings around this. Well, we can move on.
Well, since we're having different discussions, if we don't mind, I just wanted to channel my Jack Talcott with the sweatshirt open and the
brother
just to come in. And what I'm trying to say is that maybe we should all figure things out for ourselves. And thank you guys for showing in and showing out.
That's deep, bro.
Thank you. You're
we should do that.
Yes. I'm very much a lack of beads. And or the chains, medallions that this man's garnered through his time. But in time, I will, just like his hair will grow.
Where's your Talcott tattoo, bro?
I'm just trying to do my best with the sweatshirt and the open chest hair out.
You're looking sexy once again. So is Hank. Welcome back to Hank as well.
No, I don't believe anything you say. When you say that, I don't believe anything you say.
Oh my!
Looking man.
Hey, why is Trexie timing out people who are?
Trexie didn't time you out. I timed you out because you're all caps scrolling in the chat, and I just explained to you that I've been given keys, and I'm going to try to create some kind of energy and order here. And you and the other tantruming children can stomp your feet and cry all day, every day. We've had enough of you for the time being. Okay, we're changing the energy for today in this moment, if nothing else. Right? We'll see as we move forward.
Now.
So, yeah.
Jack, I hardly understand why you bother giving Snafu a wrench. He doesn't know how to use it properly.
I've never used a wrench in my entire life, but I think I have one here. No, Hank, that's the energy that we're looking to change here. Now, as we can see, is what's going on is we're trying to be more open and more willing. We obviously have the other energy with Jack or Pack Talcott, who's coming in with the hammer. We're trying to be more of not the nail, but the air pushing through the hammer. Something you don't even see is you never think of the air that's separating away, and almost like the ripples of time.
It's symbiotic in a way. It is.
There's resistance there, but there's also giving.
TK, what we're trying to do on this panel is bring the new energy for us to all merge into one wind that gets out of the way of the hammer.
Thank you. You understand turbulence. And right now I feel like there's a lot of turbulence. Soon.
Behind all the turbulence is a peace that's unceasing. That's
man.
That was Hank, what say you? Thank you, Snafu, for joining us again. Go ahead, Time.
Welcome back, Snafu.
Yeah, I see what's going on here. So Jack and Paul, real talk. since you're taking over Talcott,
No, got to stop you because you're playing more political power games. Dude, I see right through you. You're not going to play your games with me. And when I call it out, everyone else is going to see it or feel it if they don't already, right? That's what I do, among other things. So another prison politic power game you tried to play there to try to get Jack's hackles up so that he can get competitive with me, and you want to turn people against each other, right? Because that's what you do. Okay, so I'm not taking over Talcott.
Nope.
Okay. I think there was a core sort of mutual inspiration or energy that led to the creation or co-creation of what you call Talcott, and I'm already involved in that, whether anyone likes it or not. So that's over. That's part of the experience. I'm not here to take over. Jack offered me a position, and I said I might just be the guy to get it done to the best of my ability, right? So that's where we're at.
Okay,
My opinion,
you didn't let me finish. This is why backstage.
Thank you.
Not interested in your beliefs about how the broadcast is going to be run. So I'll tell you 100 more times today if I have to, and then at some point you're going to get kicked again from the studio. Then at some point we will level it up to banning for a time and then unban you to let you back to try to show you love and care, but also remind you that we're creating a direction and a flow in a conversation here. This isn't a place for you to come day after day like so many others to act out and tantrum. It's
like
fucking,
a river. Don't swim against
draining.
the current.
It's boring. It's old. Okay.
It is. And we can do better.
Well, are you going to help Jack then, Paul?
It's
He already is. He's doing it now.
Guys, listen to that dog pile snafu. Let's not dog pile.
Numbers are up. We're at 110 live viewers. Okay. And we're creating an energy and a flow here. And you can't take over and exploit Jack's, what some might call weakness, that he wants to try to let you and others be a part of what's going on here while you come here to take over and project.
Amen.
You're making shit up, Paul. We watched you do this before.
I'm giving my perspective and my understanding. It may not be true and correct. You're entitled to give your perspective and understanding, like Sad Apple Media and so many others in your area on your time. This isn't the place or time for it. For the 10th time today already.
Pat Talcott. Sir. 1 second. I hate talking like this. Right now, we know that we're in harmony and we can be fish streaming upstream or against stream together. Pat Talcott, can you please let him just vent his thing, and then maybe
because they're afraid of the
just
truth.
come and let him cause the sonic boom, and then maybe we can reverberate together.
Let him tire himself out. He'll get tired after a while.
No, I want to know. Here's the one question I have, and I'd like to hear Paul's fucking thing without backstage me, because I want to know, since you're taking a position, not taking over.
Can you do it without yelling?
Okay. Are you going to help Jack this week or next get in front of Trump?
That's dependent upon Jack. Okay. I already have one or two.
Position is to help him, correct?
I already have one or two other things that I've been thinking about doing, not only for content, but because it just needs to be done. Okay. Including calling around for fucking chemtrails and bringing a lawsuit, which needs to happen. And also, I want to call up a police station and have a conversation with them about the files and everything else. And I want to ask them directly, now that we know that you're all enforcing codes written by people having sex with children, right, while you claim to be free and brave, can we all come to an agreement now? We just stop enforcing the policies and codes on each other and just kind of live and let live. We'll even let you ride around all day and play big hoss and collect a check, right? But we can just leave us the fuck alone now, or what?
Yeah, can you record that call, Paul? I'd love to hear that.
Well, like I said, if I decide to do it, I think it would be great content. But they'll probably just go silent and hang up on me because we know that they're a bunch of cowards. But if nothing else, they'll at least get the question asked to them, right? Because I think a lot of us are wondering
that. Can we stop him for a second? He talks a lot.
So right, Jack's gonna make the decision because it's his broadcast of when I'm verbose and when I'm not. You and others are not gonna make that decision. Okay. Thank you for your input, though.
All I was saying is this: if we're a team, we are going to be on the court together. And so I love the way you're going with this energy. I love where you're going with the energy, Pack. But what I want to know is, now I lost it. So whenever you put me in, I'm a being
Right. Instead of you trying to work on, and this is good for many folks who come here, instead of you trying to figure out how you're going to recontrol me and Jack and others in the broadcast, go somewhere if you need to and figure out how to control you and what you present and put forward. That's a good lesson for everyone here.
And to balance, to bring balance, I want to point out actually.
This is cute, don't you? The cult. You guys are like literally culting.
Oh, he's getting off on this. You know he's getting off on this snafu. You know he is.
Phil, you're almost gone too. Okay. I actually want to point out the good behavior I'm experiencing and witnessing. This is not these people at their worst. So
yeah,
where were we? Snafu was back, and then we'll bring TK up in a moment.
No, I'm all for it if he's going to help you and your mission, but or is he just here to mock God and push narratives?
Chill out.
Or is he going to, in real life, help you achieve?
It's not your concern because you're not Jack's counsel and his advisor.
That guy.
Okay,
I don't know why you tolerate him, Jack.
Actually,
I don't understand why Snafu's giving us so much advice when his life
Where'd
is
King
so
go?
Screwed up.
I came up here to take my co-host back. He left my show.
Okay, so if we could try to avoid all talking at the same time, it would be great. Thanks.
For sure. See, the thing is, though, also, one hand, one mic, one hand, or what do you, can I talk now? Go ahead.
May I ask you to get to your thought after you read the super
Definitely.
chat?
Obviously, that is my part here. Thank you for always having me here. And we have Jimmy Silverly, 9382 for $10. Now that Snaps clutch, great co-host Jack. Sweaty, I get nervous that I'm seeing Grace Thorpe, praying hands, saluting to Grace Thorpe, and then hang 10. I don't know. I don't know how to read those.
All right, Jimmy Shively, thank you sincerely, and TK, thank you for that.
TK, you have a channel, right? You're
channels are like the radio frequencies in the sky. They're all on, but at the same time, you got to tune into one to find.
So you're a panelist like me, then? Don't know.
That was the oldest channel in my neighborhood growing up.
Why is this guy up here without the uniform? Why do you let this Jeremy up here if he's not?
TK, why'd you just leave my stream to come up?
The same question could be asked about all of you, and that's what you're not getting in the moment. Is the question would be, why does anyone let any of you up when this is what you do, which is just say inane stuff? Oh, look over there. Oh my gosh, a noise over there. What's he doing over there? It's literally like being in a middle school special ed class. I would know because I was in one for behavioral issues.
No,
really,
not as much. Yeah,
dude, this is a
oh, fuck you, fucking Paul. No, I fucking read the goddamn chat.
And there's the predictable, obligatory reactivity and acting out, right? Because you didn't get what you wanted, or because a space wasn't secured here for you to say and do whatever you wanted. So now you have to act out and prove a point, right?
He's learning and growing. He's been triggered, but I like the guy. I really do. He's got some good things for him. But
we can say that about anybody here, Jack, right?
I know. Yes, we can. And I do. I see a lot of good in these people. Even Cage.
Okay, but can we be honest with ourselves and each other? You're not interested in whatever Zillzone has to say to Tommy. I'm not. I'll speak for me, and then you could tell me if you agree or not. Not interested in what they believe about somebody else's broadcast somewhere, or simping on Grace Thorpe, or any of this crap, right? It's fucking embarrassing nonsense. It's inane nonsense. It's going nowhere.
I'm not doing that stuff, Paul.
So we had something before, but the retarded class couldn't stay on it for more than 5 to 10 seconds without transferring to the next topic, because you got a lot of folks here who struggle with attention deficit issues and focus and directing their energy intentionally, right? That's a trait of addiction and addicts. And that's why a lot of us find ourselves here. To an extent, you could argue, right? That's why, and again, your fake laughter is more evidence of that. You're playing class clown in the class right now. Fake laughing, talking over me, diverting and directing to someone else to talk about inane nonsense, claiming I'm getting off on something because dare I set an intention and be conscious and aware and stick to a certain energy or presentment.
It's fascinating. It really is. It's what I've witnessed. I truly see this, the juvenile behavior that's coming out so predominantly in this online experience. It's a bunch of people crying out for help, emotionally stunted, which actually confirms everything I've been learning. We've got a society that profits from problems and trauma. Now, the best way to perpetuate problems and trauma is to keep the masses confused, right? And so we've got layers and layers and layers of lies and false identities to get through.
Well, Jack, yeah, there's also a lot of brain rot online. And another thing is if you have anonymity, that's funny, Jack. That's fine with me too. If you have anonymity online,
I have clips and video here now at my disposal. Right. I got to remember that one goes on for a while. You got to stop that one prematurely. It's a manual stop.
Fine. You can make the joke. That's fine. But another thing, Jack, is if people are behind anonymity, their behavior will change again. They will be doing more things, you know.
Fine. It's similar to the double slit experiment, right? Consciousness, the awareness, the observer factored into the experience, it makes a difference. And there's a lot of people that play a character because they're playing to people, I don't know, playing for approval, I think. I don't know.
It's a bunch of silliness. Go ahead.
Zone, we know who most of these people are. They don't care if they're anonymous or not. They just want attention.
Well, that is a big part too. Sure. Yep. For sure.
I want to invite TK, please.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now, Paul, I know that you're the one behind the fake name Talcott, who should be somebody that you have now called everyone out here a fraud, a wearing a mask, thinking a mockery of this whole thing. But when I look over at your PFP and or lack of a camera and or name, all I see is a mockery of this entire situation.
Well, I appreciate that. And that could be one perspective. Is it possible that I am using the mechanism of comedy and humor as a way for me to practice a different intention while also not having to bear the liability of it going wrong? Is that possible?
If you can be in the here and now.
Is it possible that Talcott is in fact an aspect of me?
Yeah.
Could this not mean that everyone could that also not mean then that everybody that's been up here that you've now called a fraud, somebody that's bad or not coming with the same intentions as you is less than? Because that's what I heard.
No, because you focused on the mask rather than the intention and the result. So you took it away from the reality of the intention and the result, and you brought it back to what it seems to be, right? Okay. So, and again, those are flipped because every time you point at something, then it's reflected back who and what you and others are, right? So I won't say you, TK, but a lot of folks come here and they feign as if they're going to be honest and real and open when they're actually playing a character and not setting an intention and not being conscious and aware. So those are, again, reflective dynamics.
Very true, very true. And now, like I said, I'm coming up here with, these are my name and initials. My intent is to actually come up here and be with brothers, but you have a mask on with a blur of who you are, but you're still looking at us that we're less than you and we should actually listen to you, and you're the, like how he's in the upside down, this Zinzil, correct? He's in the upside down and a matrix. So if we know anything about cinematography, he's showing that he's the opposite of everything right now, but yet he's still with us currently.
Right, but that's a fair point. Is I have a presentment on here. You can see me whenever I broadcast. I've been on here with my face and my name many times and my likeness. Zillzone has yet to show who and what he is directly. Indirectly, he has shown it, whether he realizes or not.
Show you right now.
Again, he's a perfect example of somebody who feigns as if he's here to have a real conversation about the truth and the facts, when really he's here just to push his agenda and be obfuscated for liability reasons, not have to show himself. I'm here to know who I am and where to find me, and I'm liable for whatever I say and do. whether I want to be or not, whether it's a practice and a
You
presentment or
made
not.
your point, dude. No, he does this. You made his point. Now let Zill talk real quick before I.
Okay,
Right.
I'm also.
Okay.
This is like the levels of irony.
I'll get with you, player.
Jeremy Peterson, I don't care for 3 seconds what you decide is so cringe online when you sat in a Thorpe's driveway for a week and a half and let them completely cuck you, humiliate you, and abuse you when I told you before you ever went down there what it was going to be, and you all denied it. I saw it coming a mile away like I always do, right? And I even spoke on it. So that was so cringe. You don't get to decide what's cringe and not cringe, right? And you did it all for free, by the way. I'm sure you didn't get $1.
It was so obvious. Jack and I called it too. It was stupid.
Right. It's the same rap over and over again here. It's the same looping nonsense and detritus.
Don't do
definitely.
Right. Hey, what Paul does is he talks until everyone goes to sleep. That's what he did with DW stream.
What Paul does is average 5,000 to 10,000 live views at this point, 200 likes, and a bunch of value that comes in after the fact. So again, Zillzone, you're bizarre. You're off base. You're off track. You won't even show who and what you are, and you're not known for anything other than being an annoying wannabe sidekick, like so many others who come here.
I want to hear what Zillzone had to say. I want to hear him finish his thought.
And real quick, before we hear his thoughts, calling somebody a, what'd you just call them again? Pack? Did you call them a wannabe? Just whatever you said. It was actually one of the meanest things I've heard in a long time.
Some kind of wannabe sidekick, yeah.
Dude, being a wannabe
who's not even really like accepted. They're tolerated. Most people who come here, whether you realize it or not, Jack's like he had times it bursts through the reality. He tries to overlook it, but then every so often it bursts through, right? And when it bursts through, I go, yeah, that's me all the time. I'm really not interested in your nonsense. And if anything, I tolerate you. Because there's little to no resonation with certain understandings and ideas, nor is there an intention to create something here that is valuable or lasting. You're just here existing. You'll go wherever they give you a place and you'll fuck up whatever's given to you. That's just the majority of folks who come to these panels.
Very true. Okay. Very true. What I would say about this, being somebody that's fucked up everything I've been given ever on these platforms, is you don't know how to act until you learn how to act. It's like these athletes that show up into the NFL, they're given all this shit, and it's like, oh, these motherfuckers want to see me ball. They just want to see me ball. They want to see me ball, but they don't know that there's a certain structure of what maybe we're looking for when the game is being played. And that's what I'm having a tough time learning it too, how to be a professional out here.
I can appreciate that, TK. But again, you have to apply that because what it is for you may not be what it is for everybody else, right? So you got a bunch of people coming here to act, and they're not even acting like something that's going to be better for them and everyone else. They're acting like something that allows them to escape who and what they are in reality and play some sort of game with themselves and each other. So it's one thing to fake it till you make it, so to speak, and move in a certain direction, even though you don't really feel it or believe in it, versus the antithesis of that.
Yeah, very true.
Just come here and be your boring, mundane, monotone self and try to talk about something that matters to us in the world or where we're going, if possible, right? If not, don't come here like some character with an avatar and it's going nowhere. Like we're seeing through it. It's nonsense.
Look at this guy. Anyways, Zillzone upside down. Okay, he's back. We have a bizarre question from Austin 11. What a bizarre question. Tighten up, King. Oh, NDR, you silly goose. I'm fucking tighter than your mom's twat. I'll be right back.
What are you doing?
He's great. He's great.
Right. So where do you guys want to go with this? Questions, comments, concerns, ideas? What inspires you? What do you think challenges us now, either individually or collectively?
Well, the topic is share in the absence of war with me, right?
So
how can we do this?
So what challenges us is we have all these freaking wannabe actors, these characters coming up, and I'm just saying, how do we just ignore them and just go about our day because it's really a waste of our time?
Well, it's also funny for the stream, Hank. You got to admit that.
Zill.
It doesn't work like
it's
that.
Not. It's not as funny as you think it is.
It's a fine line.
Ask the audience. Okay.
No, Zill. Don't go to opinions. Go to facts.
I'm listening, Jack. I'm listening.
Well, please do.
Thank you.
Because as annoying as you are, and many of the past guests have been, you're clearly in the right spot. You know, you're clearly looking for attention. This is a place where Paul and I, we come across different ways, but I think the principles and stuff are the same.
Oh, well, in that case, what do you think, TK?
Oh, I'm sorry. When I channel my inner Jack, what's going on is I don't think you guys also do see it is the same place. What we can be is each other here. And it's not that we're looking for everybody to be the same, but we're looking for everyone to be alike. Like-minded individuals brings a bigger. Are we all looking for at least the gold coin?
We want
if
to
we're
be
all looking for a different end, then we're not on the same page.
right.
I
want to be in the
I think some want to be leaders of others when they're not in that position.
Very true. That was actually
and some folks can't fix their own clutch or take care of their own lives. So you're absolutely right. They should get better at self-leadership before trying to lead others.
Says the guy who has to backstage and put your narrative out. It's obviously what you're doing.
That's
that
true, Paul.
was also you before it was me, and my narrative is more in alignment with facts than yours is, because again, you're arguing from your feelings. You don't like the fact that Jack gave me a position here to have some kind of responsibility and be able to respond to what you bring. You don't like that. You don't like having to be forced or even having to choose to govern yourself and co-create something for yourself or with others. You don't like it. You abhor it. Your life is a result of it.
And I will testify
See, now you're
that
making shit. Now he's making shit up because he backstages me. Put in there.
I will testify that it was you.
I never
before
said
it was Paul. It was you.
Come on, gentlemen, Jack. And if you want to speak, I can, but I think I can speak through you, through us. Gentlemen, we're all yelling at this man. So when he comes in, he's coming in hot, because when you're getting sprayed on like this, and he does always come in hot, but it's what passion is. We gotta maybe give him for today, maybe for a second, maybe for the moment. Let's be present.
I gave him plenty of time on my show just today. He's derailing this one too for attention.
Maybe he was always derailing before I was on the same team with him, Hank. If you noticed, maybe you guys do a lot of streams, and maybe him and I have a different relationship, and he sees me up here, and it might bring him a little more of a comfort blanket. Not to sound like he's a sissy, but more of a comfort blanket and something that he's used to. Because me and him do have a great relationship.
I actually wondered about that with Zill the other day. You know, Zill was advocating for Snafu the other day, and I thought maybe it could help. But what ended up happening was Zill just used it as a deflection.
Sure.
So,
well, much like that dynamic I put forth, and it's something I have experience with, it's that whole classroom dynamic where there's someone who's the host or presenter, and then there's the group who shows up, right? And there's always folks in the group who identify the others who are going to be part of their game or what they're doing, right? So Zill identifies that Snafu's here to play the same game he is. So he sees a comrade in that unspoken task, as you put it, chaos creator, right? Or agent of chaos. So the agents of chaos identify the other agents of chaos, and then they align with them because they have shared goals to come here, act out, play a bunch of power games, project, and make sure that you get to fail so they can say, see, I told you all along Jack was going to fail, while doing nothing to add on to possibly creating a success, right? That's the bottom line of what we're doing here. Class clown syndrome. That's what I think we're going to name it.
Okay, no, so there's a lot of class clown syndrome. I can at least say that because I am part of that energy. A lot of my shit is I'm a very want to be the center of attention type of thing. And it's a problem.
Sure, that's also me, by the way. So we're clear.
That's what I'm saying. So we're all seeing it. My thing is I want to be not that so much. And I think we can figure it out. Thank you, Landry, for being here. No, no. Fuck Landry. Fuck you, Landry. Fuck you, Landry. Fuck this. Give me 2 minutes with him by myself.
Well, that did change the vibes, didn't it?
If you guys don't
Okay,
mind.
so can we refrain from doing the whole
fuck this.
storming in?
I don't know this. I don't know this guy.
No, because you just literally finished saying we're not going to do the thing, and then you did the thing in the next breath.
Paul, let's see where this goes. Please.
No, listen, Jack. I was already going to entertain it. The point is based on your presentment and energy and criteria, we can do the thing and go through the thing, but we don't have to do it the way we do it at every other asylum, right? We can take a different approach to it. This is Talcott after all, right?
Respect.
Yeah, we're here now, motherfucker. Who the fuck? Hey, Landry, ain't you a flat earther, homie, with Jeranism?
Once upon a time.
Yeah, don't.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you. I would think that you understand. We're going to have the back and forth. You're going to maintain some kind of decorum. We're not going to scream and yell. We're not going to curse. We're not going to name call. So make your point. Allow him to make his point. Come to a determination for yourselves and each other, and then move on with your day and your life.
Okay. My number one thing is this. I have a problem with you because are you not doing a new show within the last 3 months with a person named Jeranism?
Yes.
Okay. Since that showed up, what's the vibe of the show, and who are you? Why'd you even get a show with Jeranism?
Dude, I've known Jaren for many years. I used to work for him. Like, I used to make a pretty decent living working for him in 2021 when he was, pretty prominent. Before all the fans dried up when he switched to the Globe side.
No, stop. I apologize. Stop. So you're talking about the beginning of the flat Earth stuff, because I'll tell you right there, I'm fucking up your ass right now. My thing is this.
I don't feel you.
What's up with you? You don't feel it? I'm not hard yet, mommy. Now,
Stop.
what's up with him and what's up with you?
Why?
Because
We're
I don't
CIA
like
agents.
it at all. I don't like the new concept you guys are doing, and I think that you're an asshole. I think you're an asshole.
Okay.
Well, I think right now, objectively, you're the one being an asshole. But
I am an asshole, but I'm a piece of shit because I know Jaren's a pussy, and then I hate the way because he pretends to be 6 foot with a huge cock and a tiny wife.
Stop.
And
You're
fuck
jealous.
you, I'm not jealous of shit. He's a pussy. You say you're a pussy.
You triggered somehow. You sound like a bitch right now, TK, to be honest.
Say you're a truther pussy, dude.
You can't even stick to the topic. You want to go ad hom, just
because I know this guy's a bitch with Jeranism, and they're both bitches.
Define bitch.
Then bring the evidence. That's all we're asking. We don't want the
I didn't mean
ad-homs.
to say bitch. I didn't mean to say bitch. I'll stop.
You can say it. You can stay in your short, man. I mean,
I don't play that. I don't play that.
Handle it.
I don't mind, but I hate your bent over back and your smarmy smile and your stupid baseball caps. Okay.
Well, we hate your glasses and your bald head.
Maybe I'm jealous. You guys started a whole new show after you guys were. He was a big conspiracy guy, and then fucking, I'm like, who's this Landry motherfucker, dude?
Right. I think you are
and
jealous.
Now I'm like, where the fuck's this Landry, bro?
I'm a nobody.
So then I saw you the other week, and you're over here flirting with all the bitches, and you were being Landry as you could Landry. I need a sticker right now.
Yeah, he is jealous of me. All right, cool.
And then you have these stupid mics on your nipples. You got nipple mics, and it's just Mike is pissing me off, dude.
You got some issues.
I can see through him, and I'm from the conspiracy world where he's from, and I hate his nice hat.
TK,
I hate his stupid smile.
Hey TK, did you forget where you are right now?
Good question.
I gotta leave, boys. I can't with him.
Yeah, this is a place for love and loving exchange. It's not okay. See, and that's okay, and that's okay,
dude. 0 punch knockout.
We're not all going to be in a state where we are aware that peace and love are available at all times. So if you have to remove yourself for your and everyone else's own benefit, TK, I want to commend you for showing exemplary self-control and restraint right there, because you weren't ready, and that's okay.
It was beautiful, actually. Thank you.
That was really not what I expected, but all right, I'll take it.
So the authentic thing in this quantum entanglement, this individuality, is if you're going to be an individual, again, I got to agree with Paul. Quit being the wannabe sidekick. You have to learn how to authenticate yourself. You have to learn how to be authentic yourself. That means you can't be somebody's sidekick. That means you can't be a bitch ass slave, as I call them, the patriot that wants to follow some leader. You have to be the leader.
Well, if everyone was a leader, there'd be no one to follow.
Yeah.
Do you need somebody?
Hello.
But do you need followers if everybody is going the right direction? That's where we're headed. That's what I'm headed for.
Well,
I'm trying
Short
to get
I
because
would
I don't follow 99 people jumping off a bridge because I know inherently that's wrong. So I'm going to lead myself, no matter how long I might have been following or how much I've been following those 99 people.
That's adorable, Short Bus, as if it meant something, profound or anything. So Short Bus.
Okay, so did you see what you just did right there, Jack? I'm going to try to make him aware because he seems very unaware of what he's doing and the root of it.
Yes.
Did you see the first place you started right there was an attempt to try to, what I said before, demean and devalue others? Right away. That's all. You were just chomping at the bit to demean and devalue whatever Keith was putting forward, right? You weren't actually listening and then willing to formulate your own sort of heart-based intention and explanation. You were just demeaning and devaluing his.
Thank you.
So who is it exactly who's trying to be above and beyond or better than everyone else here who's culting up and playing the power game?
Yeah. What is the purpose of that? What is the purpose of that, Zill?
Now, I will reframe. I will reframe now.
No. Let's address what you've already done, please, because Paul was accurate.
Let's also encourage Zillzone and others who are not known here and shown here. And if necessary, in order to lead in my own way, I will take my own advice because I know that it's going to create a rift with a lot of folks who are looking for anything to point to. But I encourage that Zill and others who come here moving forward, you share your given name and who and what you actually are, right? So we can practice that talking to one another. Because if not, we're talking to some blurred out image who's pretending to be something other than what they are, who's also intoxicated half the time. It's 3 to 4 layers of masking and deflection. And the fake laughter doesn't change it either, by the way.
I have a question for Jack. Why are there so many actors coming to your panel?
Well, that's for God to answer. I don't understand myself. Maybe it's me. It's been great. It's actually been perfect development for me, practice, getting to engage and try to communicate with all these different types of personalities that, they're real resistant to cooperating so far. But Hank, my where I've come to is whatever is, and whatever is that I get to experience is the will of the universe. So who am I to fight what shows up? I just got to figure out what to do with it. Makes sense? Well, and why is it showing up? And I've been wondering, why is this showing up?
Well, you are Boyd, so there's going to be some influx just because of your visibility.
Sure.
There's your demeaning and devaluing again, but every time you do it, it just reveals who and what you are. If this is the bottom of YouTube, what are you doing here, sir?
So what are you doing here?
You must be one of the bottom feeders.
No, this place is fun.
Fancy us finding ourselves here together, huh?
I didn't mean that as the meaning.
You didn't mean it as such, but it is as such because you're not even aware of what you're doing. And you're also not aware of what you're doing while revealing who and what you actually are while pretending to be something different than you are. You're not above and beyond it. You're subject to it, which is why you're here.
Yeah.
So you might be able to learn something on and with the bottom of YouTube if you stop pretending you're above and beyond it.
I don't think I'm above.
Hey,
I'm here, I'm here, bro.
Zill, please.
Yeah.
I want to reinforce what Paul just said, because while this may have a reputation or the appearance of bottom of YouTube, I swear if you shut your mouth and you pay attention and you listen.
I was just going to say that.
The education.
If you shut the fuck up and listen, brother.
Austin knows.
Yep. That's how I learned.
Yeah. No, Jack, that was actually, meant that as a compliment because other panels I'm on aren't even Boyd. So this is a certain tier. You're on a certain tier of YouTube that draws attention. That was my point.
why do you think your points have any relevance? You don't connect any dots. You just
I sure
explain.
did. No, it was relevant
Okay.
because you're like, why are these people coming? And I said, you're at a certain tier of YouTube. That's why
All
they're
right.
coming. You understand?
Great.
Okay,
Yep.
so it was relevant what I said.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's not these people. I mean, specifically the actors. What draws them here because there's other streams going on. They pick this one over the other ones.
I'm telling
it's
you,
fun being here. It's fun being here. That's why I'm here,
guys. Well,
right, because you get to be part of the show, even if it's fucking up the show, right? And that's the difference. Is
No,
that
I've been with the show
most other
before.
broadcasts don't give access to the folks on the bottom of YouTube to their interactions and panels, precisely for the reasons displayed here. So
Yep,
that's
sure.
why it's fun, because you guys finally get a chance to be a part of something where there's more than 5 people looking and watching, right? So, hey, it's a bottom of YouTube show and I have access. So I'm going to go where I'm tolerated and have access, because everywhere else above that, according to you in the tiers, they don't even give you a platform to speak or be seen and heard, other than to clown you and point out how you're a pathetic slave, which is usually what
I don't know
the
about
public
that,
is good to be
Paul.
used
You went
for,
a little
right?
far
That's
with
usually
that
what. Well, that's usually the whole gimmick of a talk show or a broadcast show, right? Is the host does a monologue, gives his perspective on the world, opens the phone lines, and then we hear from 95% of retarded people about what they think and how the host is the moron, while it being exactly the opposite of that. Usually,
I'm a panelist on other shows, Paul.
Zill, please.
I'm on other shows, man.
Golly geez, I've muted you so many times.
He's a panelist. It's like a title. It's like a job.
Yeah, he's proud of it too.
He is. He's claimed that identity for himself, and he doesn't see what he's doing. Paul, damn it, you said something earlier, Paul.
Retarded people. I'm going to jog your memory here. Is retarded people? Is that the phrase that?
No, it had to do with people joining, and I think it was addressing Hank's question too. But there's a lot of people pretending, and that's what's happening in government, in politics, economics, even the cult and religions, man. It's people pretending. So for us to find that here on YouTube, it's not a surprise. I was surprised by what I found here on YouTube, though, because admittedly, when I first clicked that link to join Paul over at, I think it was still Paul Unslaved back then. I think you were just starting out with that proper instruction motivates people. I had no clue the circus I was joining, Paul.
I had no clue the circus that I was involved in. I had to do some reflective, almost Freudian therapy. Or maybe Jungian rather. Can we address this? I want to address this before this blows us by. Do you guys realize once again what you've shown based on who and what you are, and you want to make fun of it, right? And that's cool. Like, we can all have a laugh about ourselves and each other, but you literally had one job to do. You had to get Jack's hard drive back to him. And like literally 4 of you put together couldn't even get that done. You're not even responsible and accountable and willful enough and good faith and honorable enough to return a man his fucking property.
Part of that is my doing, though. Okay. It's not entirely.
I get that. That's why they do it with you, because you give them excuses and ways out. Right? Instead of us all being honest with ourselves and each other. If they were any kind of real men and women, they would have made it their duty once your property came into their hands to see that it got back to you. But they didn't, because they just don't give a fuck about anything, true or right. And that's exactly a type of person who comes to these panels as well.
It's not even that much data, to be honest. You can get a mega account, upload it all, and Jack can download it all.
I wish people.
It's pathetically embarrassing and emblematic of why culture and society is the way that it is nowadays, being run by Epstein Islanders. They're just more competent and capable than you, unfortunately.
And I'm of the same ilk when it comes to reality. It was a circus when I came on here. It's tenfold, and the reality of it is that if you take responsibility yourself against this government, then you tend to do much better. When you take upon those responsibilities of self-governing, instead of pretending, like Jack was saying, everybody's pretending in the church. If you take on the responsibility of knowing that liturgy, as a layman rather than listening to the man in the pulpit, you're going to do a lot better in the scripture. Same with the laws, same with the personality types that you're running through life. If you understand the parts you're playing and take on that top responsibility and putting yourself to the test, then maybe you won't end up like Snafu trying to test everybody else because he has no way to pass any test himself.
Hey Jack, can I present a more kind of an intellectual question here, if possible, buddy?
We'll see.
How are we going about determining what people? You know, I heard Paul say. I was just listening. He said right and wrong and this and that. How are we determining what is right and wrong?
I don't know. How are we?
Well,
by the facts and circumstances, I would assume. We go to the truth to determine right and wrong.
Well, but right and wrong and an action occurring is under a paradigm or under a you're looking at something through a moral lens, or you're using a moral prescription on something.
So I'll ask you, Imperious, if your name and your reputation was on the possession of somebody's property and the task to get it back to them, what mechanism would you use to decide what's true and what's right in that scenario? I think what I spoke was common sense.
I would ask the question first: do you own property? Like this is what I'm saying.
We're going to go to some philosophical esoteric idea.
Okay,
Jack,
I know it's beyond.
Brought a hard drive there. We're not going to overly complicate this because it doesn't need to be. It's very simple.
You have to answer why you deserve or have any ownership over some inanimate object.
So Jack now has to lobby and explain himself why the people who possess the property he brought there should just get it back to him because they said they would.
That's how you'd have to do in court. Yes.
Well, that's because
you have to have foundation to something, Paul. You can't just say something is, so
Wizard's about to shred you because he's going to go to. Well, go ahead, Wizard. I already know where you're going to go.
Now you're starting with the ad hominems because I caught you that you're not really intelligent.
Imperious, listen, don't argue, please.
That's because the courts operate on what's known as presumption. In other words, presuming an outcome before actions are taken. Whereas in reality, justification is what's thought of after an action. So say I'm on a trail and I run across a mama bear and her baby cub, and I have the ability to kill the bears for my own safety. Mama's charging at me. I kill mama. Do I go ahead and kill baby bear too? Is that justified? No.
Under what moral?
Okay, so as we know, there's a dual jurisdiction at court, right? A commercial versus common law or constitutional. So that distinction has to be made first and foremost.
What are you talking about? Common law.
What I'm talking about is, if you could please not interrupt me. I know that you think that you're an expert because you were certified by other wannabe experts. You were given a piece of paper, right? But I have it on record directly from an administrator, Colorado court, that there is a dual jurisdiction. Whether you all accept it or believe it or not, again, my firsthand experience, and I'm going to trust my understanding backed up by an administrator that you call a judge more than I'm going to trust a bar cart holding member of some fraternal organization. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll trust the Supreme Court.
Especially since, again, I'm not interested what somebody made a ruling and determination at a court somewhere. They could be wrong and be overriding or overthrowing the spirit of the law that leads to the determination that is then codified, right? So just you even presuming that somebody making a determination at a court somewhere makes something law is you revealing how little you know about the difference between legal and lawful, the difference between what's true and what's right versus obligations and what's expected of you and not expected of you legally in a corporate sense, right? And again, I thought Wizard was going to go to this point and then we could kick it back over to Jack if he wants. The courts are typically run by a bunch of folks literally in a capacity of LLC, limited liability corporation, because they want to limit their liability. So they make a whole career out of avoiding doing what's true and what's right, being responsible and accountable, and getting a check to do it. So you're not going to be the best person to ask that question or answer it because you already have proven that's not an ad hominem. Based on who you are and what you do and what you speak reveals what you believe and how you live.
Do I get to respond, Jack, or no? Are you going to mute me again because you want to protect your gay lover?
Well, I'd love actually.
Ad hominem?
You can.
Well, you ad hominem me first, so
no, I didn't. I didn't do an ad hominem. So we're going to have the back and forth. We're not going to do the appeal to authority every time that you get put in the back or whatever else. There's a reason. So let's just get to it.
Well, you need to be protected because if you were shown how weak you are.
I do want to say something before you continue, okay? Because what Paul was pointing out, and Imperious, what you seriously, I'm speaking to you as a human being here and now. You need to look at the difference between legalism and lawful. Because this whole question you started with in your questioning is, how do you know the difference between right and wrong? And I tell you what, this legalistic mindset is preventing you from understanding better. Please.
Okay, Jack. Okay, I'll respond to that. Jack, what are the two types of laws that we have, which is something lawful or not? Do you know the two types of laws that we have, Jack? Since you guys know so much, what are the two types of laws that we have, guys? Always.
Hey, Imperious, why don't we go to the one law that is real and is true, and that is God's law. God's law is love. You clearly worship the two-dimensional way of living, right? The rules and regulations.
The deceiver, yes, the deception.
Is love, if you discipline your children? Is love
Imperious?
Discipline children?
Imperious. Our time would be far better spent if you don't try to argue and control.
He literally went to.
Jack, and you guys talk over me. You want me to answer everything, but you don't want to answer one thing. What are the two types of laws that we have?
Holy shit!
You're talking about lawfulness.
Your answer is how can anyone prove that they actually have a title to, or an interest, or equity with, or ownership to property? That was your initial argument, right? So instead of just simplify this to common sense
and mala per se. I know you don't know. I know you got to talk fast
and the presumption that I don't know because I don't appeal to the authority of a Latin, an old world language.
Well, you argued about lawfulness. I'm asking about the two types of laws. You're talking lawfulness.
Shut up.
It's very simple. We're once again overcomplicating so we could substantiate our own position in the world. There's the ego pride bullshit. We don't need to overcomplicate it so you can show how much of a great lawyer boy you are and how certified and indoctrinated you are. This was very simple. It should remain very simple. He's proving why the courts are a freak show. Because it was a simple idea. Jack had a hard drive. He brought it to someone's house. It got left there. They said they would send it back. They've traded it 3 to 4 different people now, made a big joke about it, but still can't get it back and don't care to because they're dishonorable in bad faith. But this moron would walk in and start with the Latin and the this and how can we prove you own property? They wonder why I do what I do with people at the courts the way that I do. He just proved it.
And that is using legal terms within a legal society to diffuse the legal aspect of law. There are two types of law. He is correct. One is subject matter, which is administrative, and the other is authoritative action. One is the words written down, and one is the actions. The words written down is administrative. The actions are the authoritative source. Authoritative type law and administrative type law. Try again.
They need to start teaching these lawyers about law.
Right. There's also a Latin maxim. I'll spare you the Latin, but ultimately the summation is things are what they seem to be until rebutted, right? So you can't rebut what I just put forth reasonably with any kind of logic or facts, and it doesn't need to be rebutted because it's exactly the way that it looks.
Well, in this legalism I was trying to point out with Imperious is the focus on the letter of the law kind of misses the spirit and the intent of the rule.
Bingo.
That's literally what I faced in my employment, in my family, all this bullshit, right? All these
That's what we all face, Jack, because everybody's got their own interpretation, and that's the bullshit.
Well, and this is what you just said. Everyone's got their own interpretation. I believe that is amplified with these layers of hierarchy and bureaucracy, these positions of authority, That's really what the difference is. These positions of authority, they get to selectively enforce, selectively apply the rules. And the society we were born into, it's pay to play. But we're here to play.
You know what's fascinating though? They'll come here and complain about us doing that idea here where we're meeting to talk about ideas and create a broadcast. They'll say, you shouldn't be able to do that. You're a Nazi. You're mod godding. But then go along with it in culture and society all day, every day when they're making determinations with how people's lives are going to be lived, not just whether they're going to be able to be on a panel for this moment or not, right? That's the ultimate hypocrisy.
As they project false accusations upon people, trying to get the moderator or the panel host to block and not have them on their panel. Why are you hanging around with all these PDFs and stuff? That's the same fucking thing from a different tactic. Trying to get you to selectively to have selective participation when you're open to have anybody, including the ones running their mouth like that.
You're not open to having anyone. I'm the only one open to talking to everyone. Not
Sir, don't you do court all day, every day? You don't do court like this when you're at court getting a paycheck to deceive and spin and lie. When the administrator, no, I'm co-administrator here of this court. So when the administrator asks you to remain silent until everyone else at the court is finished speaking and you start yelling and talking over them, then you get sanctioned. You get reordered, right? Why are you okay with it all day, every day to lie at court with other people's lives and property, but you aren't okay being subject to the same process and procedure here?
So do I get to answer the question to me, Jack?
Absolutely. Your cue
okay,
is when
first
you're asked
of all,
a direct
you're not allowed to
question
talk
and
unless you're
there's
bar
no more-
certified. He just keeps talking, Jack. So are you gonna be?
Your cue is when you're directly spoken to and you're asked a question, and then there's a pause. If you just breathe for about 1 to 3 seconds, you'll know exactly when it's your time to talk.
Yep. All right, I'll just go take the channel down. Bye, niggers.
There you go. And now we see who and what you really are, right? So when you can't equalize with your deceptions and your projections and your power games and everything else, you'll try to be underhanded in some way, right? You'll abuse terms of service because you didn't get your way, right? And that's exactly, Jack. It's great because he just proved what lawyers and court personnel do all day, every day. When you can't use the procedure we have established to overtake someone with the facts, you go underhanded and abuse the system in the process to try to get back at people. And you wonder why I do what I do at courts the way that I do it. Thank you, sir. Couldn't have written it any better.
And you see how he tried to move the goalpost in the back chat by asking a new question? What are the 3 laws of logic? Well, he proved the 3 laws of logic right here on the panel.
Right.
The law of identity. He doesn't know who he is. He's expected to be a lawyer. And he proves that he doesn't understand non-contradiction. And then he excluded himself from the middle. 3 laws of logic: the law of identity, the law of non-contradiction, the law of excluded middle. So if you want to keep testing, go ahead and keep testing. There's all kinds of people that have a intelligent level just as great as yours, if not more. So go ahead and keep testing and running your mouth like a lawyer, because Paul pointed out, I've never, and I got a lot of cases in these courts, never heard an attorney stand up and start running his mouth over somebody else while they were speaking. Robert's Rules of Order, dumbass.
People reveal themselves.
Hey, wait. Wizard, what was that? Robert's Rules of Order?
Yes.
Yep.
You familiar with it yet, Austin?
I'm a part of a group. It's called Robert's Roost. Robert's Roost, and I think it's related to this somehow.
I'm not sure about. I've never heard of that Robert's Roost, but the Robert's Rules of Order. It's. I learned about it when I got involved with the union. It's just parliamentary procedure, but it's got some great guidelines and ideas on how to conduct conversations and maintain order. And the rules are helpful.
Yep, it's all about diplomatic etiquette, being who you have to be as a leader, discussing the same topic with other leaders. Leaders do not sit there and interrupt each other. They give each other the due respect.
Well, this is what's been lost in our society today is people have forgotten how to share respect with one another because it's chaotic, right? It's every man for himself. You gotta, I don't know. I feel
complete.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Yeah.
We're on the edge of completion. We're on the edge of glory, as Lady Gaga would say, and on the edge of completion at any one time in one moment.
Hey,
I'm gonna
Go
hop
ahead.
down, Jack. I'm out.
Austin, good to see you, brother. Appreciate you swinging through for sure. How are you feeling, Pack Talcott? Today was a new step. I'm enjoying this. I have enjoyed this. I appreciate you and this. So, what are you feeling? What do you want to do?
I'm good to go. I got another half hour in me if you so wish, and the stars align if it's in the cards.
I just had a prime ribeye, so I'm good for 8 hours, Jack.
Right. Not too much in the back. I'll throw the link. Questions, comments, concerns. If you got an idea that you want to talk about, I think that last interaction was very revealing. Right, Imperius is in fact a certified legal person at the court. I am in fact, and again, there's your dual jurisdiction. In fact, whether he believes it or not, right? You got a guy who's certified to do commercial activity at court, and you got a guy like myself who I stroll in there in a t-shirt every so often when they make me, and I put down the foundations of law, the spirit of the law, while he attempts to use the commercial side of the law, which is the code, to muddy the waters and pretend things and people are something they're not, and essentially play a power game, right? So Snafu Snaps still in need of an interaction, apparently. So we'll it's not a problem. Again, we've been here for years. He's not going away anytime soon. So I can throw him out 100. I can throw him out 100 times in one broadcast if necessary, right? That's the beauty of
Paul. Is Paul something people are digging? Versus Talcott, Paul Can we do a poll?
I don't think that you listened. Again, you're confused again because it's something that so far Pack Talcott and Jack Talcott are enjoying or finding value in. And since we are the presenters and things are going the way we want so that we can have fun or co-create the way we want, then what we want is really all that what matters to an extent. Till the audience gets to receive what they receive. So it's almost like you want to turn the audience against us or something. I mean, they must enjoy it. We've been holding 120 live viewers for the past 2 hours, give or take.
Yeah.
So they must. Landry, do you have a disagreement with that?
I'm just surprised to hear that number. It just always baffles me, right?
Why does it? Oh, so you mean that you're kind of upset that you don't regularly hold 120 live viewers, but they're here?
I mean, that's obvious. Like everyone wants to have more success in this space, right?
Sure.
So, I mean, but I've given up on the design. And I mean, I thought that was cope when I first heard people say that, like, oh, they just have given up. But I mean, I truly have, in the sense of wanting to have like a posse, right? People who are on my team, on my side. But this is a little different. I think Jack's kind of come around to being more so the town square than he was when I first started. Less hate seems to be the usual thing here. I do want to know, like, if there's still room for disagreements, though, that are not like executioned by, because I think this guy, just kind of went off on Imperius about his use of language, but then he's just over 3-4 months ago on my show just getting all butthurt about me having an issue with his language. So
there it is. There it is, though. Thank you for because I knew I'd find it if I just did a little digging. I didn't have to do much. I just let you talk and you convict yourself. So you're just sitting over there waiting and stewing in bitterness for your chance to talk about what happened with me and you 3 to 4 months ago when I told you.
I was talking about El Perro.
Regardless, it's all the same idea, whether it's about me or him or anybody else. This is what you do regularly. You sit on panels, you don't contribute to the conversation, and you wait for a gotcha moment to inject your non-relevant experience that goes back 3 to 4 months ago. How is that?
I don't know if that's not relevant. I think I've been very polite. I've been very cordial. about it.
So
and
you want to know if there's room for disagreements, and you want to talk about what happened 3 to 4 months ago.
It sounds like there's not room for disagreement. Well, it would be relevant. Sorry, it wouldn't be relevant if you didn't say it right now.
We're disagreeing right now. I say you're irrelevant as Pac Talcott merged with Jack Talcott. I've heard him say that many times about many of you. I happen to agree. And get in the now is one of the ideas that we like to try to practice here. And you're on 3 or 4 months ago in the now right now.
It would be irrelevant if you didn't just get mad at Imperius.
Nobody's mad about Imperius. I think we're passionate about a certain idea and experience and truth that can be explained while they lie and twist and deflect and spin and get paid to do it, right? So, as you could argue, we kind of should be passionate about that because literally folks like Imperius are hired to and paid to essentially take over the whole world and drive us into complete darkness and chaos using their word games, double talk, and spin. I don't know if you've noticed.
And part of the problem with that is, you know, I used to be known as the angry old man because I was so passionate. They do play, they do intertwine, very much so. So now I'm not quite so angry, and yet it's still perceived as anger just because I'm speaking. Amazing.
Imperius has a pattern to him of bringing a lot of chaos and arguments. And I think we know Pac Talcott doesn't really back down. Although, let me not say that because everything is different. Everything is changing all the time. And I think to answer your question, though, there's room for disagreements. Just like in the past, we just got to figure out how to communicate through them and get through them.
Well, I don't consider it backing down, but Pac Talcott does at times surrender.
Yeah.
To that which is.
Yeah.
Because Pac Talcott understands that he can only control himself and that everything outside of himself is not meant to be controlled by self. So.
And yet, you see what we've got in the back. People who are demanding, right? They're demanding attention and lacking in self-control.
Well, there's the irony, right? There's the paradox and irony is while I just said that Pac Talcott has to control himself and to surrender to that which is, we also have to understand that on some level, this broadcast is a reflection of self. So by controlling self, we're controlling it and vice versa. Imperius is back. So Imperius, did you reconsider
Yeah, shut up, bitch.
If I could just, it doesn't sound like you reconsidered your presentment here. So let's try to present as if we were at court, something you do all day, every day for a check. Let's try to present here as we do there, right? With some kind of courteousness and decorum. Mr.
Should
Talcott?
we be so daring as to insist in perhaps an apology, a recognition for his inappropriate outburst before he left last time? Or are we just
letting the man?
No, I don't want him to apologize. I'm thankful and grateful that he keeps revealing himself and what people like him do all day, every day, and the dualistics or even triune aspects of who and what he is, right? I think that it's a great simulation.
This can be healthy. Can you be?
Yeah, you're not my equal for me to have to care what I do to you.
Dude,
I can do whatever I want to you.
Dude, that's kind of interesting because, again, more evidence of you not knowing the law. Another maxim of law is all are equal under the law. So by you being a professional, supposedly in the law, and claiming that we're not equals, there is a dereliction in your duty. So you better hope that the folks who run your life, see, I don't get paid by anyone directly. The people decide where I go along with God. I'm not beholden to anyone. You have to please your society and your daddies. You better hope they don't hear you saying a lot of this stuff that you say on these panels, because they're going to take it as wanton negligence. And they're going to take it as exactly what I take it as. You're so incompetent and incapable, you would come around here to show all of your detriment to all of us so we could get more of an idea about the scam you're running at courts. That's the most foolish thing that you could do for your fraternal organization and society. But you're going to do it anyway because pride and ego runs your whole existence, right? And we're here for it.
It knows. That's why he does what he does.
And by the way, in this moment, and the way that we are and how we're presenting, you're not my equal. You're precisely correct because you're engaged in a lower form of power game. I'm calling on the true power of talking about the facts in which we experience. Landry, I'm not going to look at your facial expressions and all your nonsense.
Why is his power game like any different than this power game?
Whoa.
What's the power game?
Like, just, I mean, here's the thing. I don't even vibe with Imperius, right? I'm not an Imperius fan. But I'm saying, like, he's like, up, he's gone, he's up, he's gone, he's up, he's gone. And then Paul's just talking, you're nodding. It's just like, well, I'm
you're not entitled to an indefinite. You're not entitled to an indefinite space on the panel to do and say whatever you want and detract from whatever else is going on and distract. You're laughing now because you're duping, delighting. You love it. That's why you go to these places. You already admitted you gave up on succeeding and success in your life, so now you're going to go everywhere else and project your.
Come on, dude.
Okay,
be sincere.
You
Paul.
did indirectly. You kind of did, but I'm not going to argue.
You're just making stuff up.
So again, it's not a power game. Jack has entrusted me and given me a limited power to be responsible and capable and competent and accountable here. And I think I'm doing that. And if you don't like it, as far as I'm concerned, and then it goes to as far as he's concerned, you can take it somewhere else.
I mean, if
where they're interested in the Landry broadcast.
Here, and let me offer too. I can understand
just
why
keep paying attention to me, bitch.
Thank you. I was about
Admits
to do
that he only wants attention. He's not here for the truth. Thank you. That's what most attorneys do. What they do and dress up every day and put on suits and pretend to be something they're not, because really they just want the attention and the glory without the responsibility and accountability. We know. Thank you. You were saying?
And the way Imperius is presenting himself here, Landry, is not acceptable.
I understand.
Do you?
Of course. I mean,
okay, then why do you see? Why are you? What is the focus on the power game?
Because he's an agent of chaos. He doesn't like the.
I'm being very, very calm. I'm being very cordial. I'm being very polite here.
You are. I mean, and
I'm doing the best I can to ask a question without being sort of exploded on. Where
you already got the answer. The reason that your panel and broadcast was a colossal failure is because you entertained everybody.
Talking about that right now?
Please.
No, I'm drawing the conclusion. So you're asking a question. You're feigning like you're asking a real question or posing an argument when you know it's a false dichotomy, right? So there's no power game going on here. There's an ongoing conversation or interaction that goes on here. There's certain things that are wanted and desired here, according to me, based on my experience of Jack from a third-party view. So I'm helping to facilitate that.
Yeah,
but I can see that. I can respect that. You don't want anybody just to jump on this shit. I learned that very quick, right? There's a lot of dead panelists, right? But when it becomes, I don't know, it can still be. I mean, I haven't learned anything in the last 30 minutes, right? I've learned what we think about these people who we don't want them up. They're up, they're gone. They're up, they're gone. They're up, they're gone.
Why are you subjecting us to your metric of what this broadcast should be? Again, there's a lot of people who come here and do this. You're constantly backseat driving and telling Jack and I and everyone else what the broadcast should be and how it should go. I don't care. I didn't ask.
You did ask me, yes. You've been inquiring with me for making a face, right? I've been very quiet, very cordial, right? And if this kind of disagreement you can't handle, then I just think that there's got to be an element to it where you are.
And there's your gotcha. That's what you and others are just waiting around to happen when Jack gives me the keys. We've been through this many times.
I think you're waiting around to say whatever you're saying right now, dude. I'm not waiting around for anything.
I'm conscious and aware, and I'm determining how all of these factors fit together in order to, in the moment, do the broadcast and co-create the broadcast with Jack.
So let's get back to the broadcast.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be. I don't understand what's going on here, because clearly what I see Paul doing is, in his way, he's doing what I've asked him to do, which is to join me, right? He's got a gift and the skill of broadcasting. He does well with the chaos, and there's plenty of chaos that's coming here. This character Imperius, I've seen him around. He's not really been a big part of me and my experience. What he's doing, dude, he's revealing himself. Maybe Paul is too. Maybe you are too. I am too, right? That's the way it works. Imperius, you're out of line, dude. You don't have the jurisdiction nor authority to be here on this panel interrogating and demanding things. Is that fair? I'm all in. Much love, man.
Yeah, I think that's a good comment. I wasn't gonna read it out loud. I was gonna let you guys finish your interaction, but I think that's a succinct analysis, right, from an impartial perspective. Landry, no offense, but I don't take you as an exactly neutral or impartial party, right? I think that you regularly have a bias and an axe to grind to an extent, and it doesn't matter how you come across with that because
I don't think that's
read
true
through your
with
poker
Jack's
face.
show. I'm going to be honest with you. I come to Jack's show. We don't really have any issues for as long as I can remember. It's been many, many months, right? I come here and I say my piece, and
You
I
literally
leave
just sat here for the last hour and a half, and did not inject yourself into any of the aspects of the conversation. Only when it came to me and how I'm running the broadcast. But I'm supposed to believe that you're just here for the broadcast and the conversation. Okay.
I asked about El Perro, and you assumed immediately it was about you.
That's the only thing you had to comment on or to interact with. And the look coming over your face is you being revealed to you right now, it seems to me. I'm reading you in real time in the moment.
It's easy to be in that position, right? When you can't be read, right?
It's all
you're literally turning red as I'm reading you, so you can be
I'm
red
already
because
red.
you're turning red.
I was out in the sun. Okay. I was out all day on the property.
Again, Landry, you're not going to bullshit me. It's fine. I know you like to dupe and delight and think you're playing everybody because you're another person who wants to sidekick and not be authentic. So again, just know that I know, if nothing else, right? And then we can get back to whatever else.
I'm okay with you thinking that you know. It doesn't bother me. If you want to have that satisfaction, you can have that.
I told you this a week ago because you had to be around and interact with me and do the same thing you're doing now.
I had to.
You had to.
I didn't come here for anything but you, Paul. That's what you believe?
What are you here for? Again, the experience and the facts tends to tell the tale better than the lying tongues of the folks who want to explain the narrative.
It's, guys, yes, people join because this is an experience. And I don't think people realize what they are participating in when they join this experience. But guys, there's something special. I know there's sirens coming through behind me. If that's
they're coming to get Landry for the funny farm. Medication is available, brothers and sisters. Maybe they're coming to get all of us. Quite frankly, they must have been tuning into the broadcast. So,
guys, we are the future. Holy cows, we are.
I'm bringing in the future, Jack. Just as you're saying, a great segue because you said we are the future. I'm showing you your future. Okay, if you don't mind, I'm going to show you your future. I am the ghost of future Talcott.
Again, Paul, because you've been in a slump, and so maybe this Paul Caudia thing could do something. But I see what you're doing, and Landry is right here. Like, you can't even have a conversation with him, Imperius, or any of us. It's pretty weak, Paul. That's you of all true. People no, Jack, that's you're trash. True. We know you backstage, but Paul, for Paul to backstage because he's afraid of conversation.
Here, that one was me, just so the record is clear. Paul is not to be blamed.
Well, the reason is that Paul
when you children learn how to stop interrupting people.
The only reason I'd be afraid of the likes of you folks is because stupidity and corruption together is a dangerous mix.
Stupidity and corruption together. Yes, it is very dangerous.
Yeah, that's in the White House.
That's right. What we have in the White House.
See, now Zillzone has reset. He's getting it. He's there.
Jack, you're a racist because you don't enforce the rules on Paul. You only enforce the rules on some people. That's why we don't respect you, Jack. Because you say you don't want people interrupting, but Paul,
tell you what.
Is it possible that Jack has determined that I'm one of the few not completely stupid? Is it possible that Jack has determined that I'm one of the few not completely stupid and or corrupt people who swing through these doors? Is that maybe what it is? Another social hierarchy, huh? That you don't like, that's inherent in creation and reality and experience. I know, I get it.
Yeah, that opposes his hierarchy. It says he's better than everybody else, so nobody should backstage him. That's why he's butthurt. He thinks he's better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Wizard, we know this is your opportunity to get back with Daddy. Just apologize to Daddy.
Yeah, Paul, all the listen to the laws.
This is your opportunity to get back with Daddy, Wizard.
Listen to the laws that.
The presumption is that it has to be, once again, another power game to try to divide and conquer. You are literally the spirit of your father. The presumption is that Wizard has to get back in with me and that there's not a mutual experience there, right? So you just tried to elevate me for a split second while demeaning me to make me some totem for Wizard and others to prostrate themselves to. Maybe I want to get back in with Wizard to what we came into this doing. It wasn't about us and our nonsense and our bullshit. It was about, again, a passion for truth and the law for obvious reasons.
And again, placating that one must follow another, that neither one of us can lead, or that only one can lead. We can both lead. We can both have our own platforms. Neither one of us needs to merge with Jack. We can all work together.
Well, you speak for
Jack.
No, actually, it helps when people merge together for the purposes of cooperating. Then you don't have just a bunch of chiefs or a bunch of chefs, right? It is good to, a good leader, in my opinion, will know when to get to behind others and let them lead. I can do that. And that's what I think, actually, that is what I think is going to have to be learned by our friends Snafu Snaps and maybe even Imperious. He showed up here today too. You guys need to learn how to shut up and listen so that others can lead.
Imperious gets the copyright thing going, so you learn a valuable lesson. I'm hoping you do. I hope Imperious does do what he says.
Oh, it's already done. It's already done.
Again, your stupidity in thinking that now with me being here that I won't, if necessary, work with Jack to get that strike rolled back, as I've done dozens of times on my end. But your corruption is showing again because you're misusing terms of service. You're not supposed to be striking channels because you didn't like what happened there. We didn't violate terms of service. So again, you're really just convicting yourselves unknowingly.
He doesn't know anything about
you're making moral.
This is literally how I whoop you at court, is I just let you all talk and lay your shit out, and then I point out how you're corrupt and stupid all at once, and I don't even have to make a case, because once you're shown to be dishonorable and bad faith, your whole testimony's thrown out.
Why is bad faith bad? You can't even explain it. You can't even say why bad faith is bad.
Jack, let them. I was gonna do a moment of letting
Paul, this is weak as fuck of you, bro. It's hilariously weak.
Yeah, he can't even explain what bad faith is.
How weak you are, Paul.
Why, yeah, Paul, why is bad faith and lying wrong? Because you don't like it because you lose to me? Because I abuse you, you don't like it, so it's wrong? I think it's right, Paul. Why are your morals better than mine, Paul? Because you say so? Because you say so, Paul? Nobody cares about you, Paul. Nobody cares about your grandstanding, because all you do is sit there and talk about morals when you're judging people on your morals that you make.
Lately, Paul's been one to talk.
So now, according to him, Jack, and others, I made up the idea that being bad faith, dishonorable, and lying is bad or wrong. It's not an inherent part of a conscionable human experience. It's just I made it up. It's my version.
Right. Can I say one thing about what Imperious was saying? Not that I defend him as fully as a person, but the point that he was making was, if sets of morality are relative, then another group of people can disagree. And so this is why we ground truth in God.
You're not right, but you're not pointing out anything. I don't know what point. That's the point, right? Is that there are moral relativists here, and one of them happens to be a certified attorney who literally will say on record that being lying in bad faith is not a negative quality. It helps him win all day, every day. I believe him, but again, I contend that there is a moral objective standard, and we can come to know that by tapping into a more authentic aspect of who and what we are.
In our current reality, I agree, but in all possible worlds, our morals could actually be what this world would consider bad. But in our world, I agree with the set of morals.
Jack, this is a great simulation. He's now admitting that he's a complete devil and Luciferian who lives in an alternate reality where he attempts to bring this world into an alignment with the world he lives in. I know, sir. I became aware of this long ago.
How does that follow, sir? No, I follow God's
You
laws.
just claim that in your world and in his world, what's perceived to be as a weakness in a world of light is actually a strength in a world of darkness.
No. I
Because
was
in the
making
dark,
a
you can't
point
see
about
where you're going. You
moral
have to go based on
relativism.
what other people tell you, and they can mislead you in the dark
One
because you
second.
can't see your own steps.
No, I was just making a point about moral relativism, which means that a group can be wrong about it. If we don't want to get into that philosophical conversation, we don't have to.
I'm saying the group is always wrong about it because in order to be in that group, you have to conform to the group, and the group is rarely, if ever, on the side of truth. The world
Well,
shows
how
us
do
that
we know
over and
what
over again.
ultimate
group is
truth,
almost
objective truth is, sir? How do we know what the ultimate objective truth is? I base that on God's law in the Bible. How do you know what a moral objective truth is?
The group effectively is even at the smallest unit, the family unit, a group think safe space. That's it. Get over it.
No, well, families can think different things. So this is the relativism point. If you guys don't want to talk about this, or you don't,
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired of listening to you. Honestly, I think I am hitting my limit there, Paul. Talcott. I think I am hitting my limit for today.
All right, let's give these folks some final words and get the hell out of here. Jack is rapidly.
Don't worry, your channel won't be around long, faggot.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. And Paul, you showed weakness today. You showed big time weakness, dude.
I'm
Coward
not
shit,
interested
actually.
in, for the
No,
thousandth time, I'm
backstage
not
me right now.
interested in-
Backstage me, Paul, because you're weak. You can't
No, you
have
get final
conversations.
word now. You get final word now. You sucked all the
You're
life
weak.
and the.
You're weak.
This is
You
what
can't
you
have
all
fun of
do.
your
You
life,
sucked
Jack.
all the. You sucked all the truth, life, way, and energy out of the broadcast the same way you tried to out of people because you are of your father, the deceiver, subject to the various forms of deceptions, and you are devilish in your ways. And I don't care what type of Bible or religion you claim either, because that doesn't mean a thing to me. The intention and, more importantly, the action and the result tells the tale. You don't have to speak. You've done enough of that.
Following Jesus, we are supposed to be known by our fruits. I know I fall short, but I also try to respond to feedback. Okay, Jack, have you seen me respond to feedback? You've never.
Not as well as you. Maybe to small degrees. Yes, I won't deny that there has been some. You've actually listened, and I've seen you reflect and maybe consider some of the things, but
okay. But we've had good interactions, like long, like an hour long or more on multiple streams, right?
Right. Far too much time has been spent on you. And what you've brought has not been value.
We have philosophical conversations, Jack.
No,
Isn't that
you talk
valuable?
to yourself and you argue a lot. And I've offered you my support offline as well. Remember that? You've still never pursued that.
No.
Right.
I did not call you. No.
Right. So you're not doing things that I know can help you improve your character and grow in your being. You've not taken me up on that yet. Paul brought it up. You, Stephen, many others show up, and I tolerate you. I really want
God bless
to enjoy you, but you don't bring me what brings me joy. You bring what entertains you, and it's like, why are you doing this to me?
Maybe I'll try to entertain the rest of you more rather than just me.
Respect. I appreciate that.
Maybe I'll
and if you can do that, that's another example of you reflecting and receiving.
There we go. I'll work on that. That's my homework.
Respect. Thank you, Zoe. Frustrating son of a gun.
So there are moments, it seems, with him where he gets contrite and reflective, usually before or after the mischief and hijinks, right? So I think that's part of the program that goes on here as well.
It's part of it. The hijinks.
All right, I want to give Snafu his final word because I did talk over him there a little bit.
I think you made a statement saying there's no TLS violations. If Jack, you again, you're not the head guru, Paul. You've been wanting to be. You don't fucking say so. If Jack gets it hit in his channel, that's because Jack was not following TOS guidelines and violations. And I think Imperius has some optics, and we've seen you bring a child on your channel. Paul advocating for a child to be on the channel. So yeah, maybe a valuable lesson would be learned if Jack had to follow TOS guidelines that Paul doesn't control. Jack, Paul doesn't get to say if YouTube decides or not, but he's going to try and tell you that.
Right, but your Bible does. The Bible that you thump all day, every day, says, "Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord." And by you making false accusations with TOS, you're attempting to do revenge. You're acting from vengeance, and that's how you bring bad karma onto yourself. All because you and others couldn't get your way here, act out, present whatever you want, and then tantrum when somebody was entrusted to create an energy and an order. Okay. So again, you can threaten me and Jack and the channel and everyone else. Just know that when you point that gun, there's a metaphysical gun being pointed at the back of your head as you point that gun to others' back of their head, right? Always remember that. And then you make the decision what your next move is going to be. Okay. And if you deny that process, you are not a Christian because you don't believe in the consequences of your actions brought to you by a God of your own good, right? Which oftentimes, apparently, we have to learn the hard way here, is what it seems. That's how we get taught.
Well, like I said, you can make your narratives up. Jack's been violating TOS by letting a child on his panel lately. Jack's been violating, obviously.
I'm going to now stop you every time you make a false statement and correct it. If you got another 5 or 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to get out of here. There is no TOS violation for a supposed child showing up here. That's not in the list of TOS violations. So you just lied again.
No, we'll see. Imperius seems to have copyright optics on you too, Jack. So we'll see how long it. Well, Imperius, let's see what happens. I
What
go.
is the copyright?
Don't worry about it. I think Imperius is going to show you a valuable lesson if you lose your channel for a minute.
Yeah, you think because he evidently doesn't know anything about.
But I do know he has had a child on this channel.
Because
Paul's lying about that.
Because the facts show that the supposed child was questioned as to whether they were a child, and they said no, they were an adult. I believe that is correct. Correct.
That's
Jack?
the other aspect of it is nobody was ever given any informed disclosure or consent, right? So legally, as you folks all like to create the air of non-liability, that's the facts that we haven't known conclusively who or what that is, because that being claims to have some kind of condition. So it cannot be known at this time.
And therefore, neither can intent. And that is the premise of all law. Okay. The second part, Imperius thinks he knows about copyright law. This has been genuine interaction back and forth by panelists. It cannot be copyrighted by anybody but Jack.
Yeah, I don't know what the claim is about.
Oh, I'm taking your channel, John, because you silence people, I silence you.
Oh,
That's this. You want to play games? You want to play games like a little bitch? You silence people, I'll silence you.
You don't
I have
do
entire
that.
Discords dedicated. I have entire Discords dedicated to do whatever I want them to do.
And
Jack, I have your criminal record, Jack.
Dude,
I have Paul's criminal. Jack, why don't you go ask some people online? Jack, why don't you go ask some people online what I've done to them? Why don't you go ask Andrew Wilson what I've done to him?
Hey, Imperius.
Why don't you go ask Andrew Wilson how I destroyed his life? Why?
Hello.
No, Jack, I don't give a fuck what you say. You're a pedo. I don't care.
Hello.
Jack, I don't care. You're a pedo.
Hello. Are you there?
Hello, pedo. Hello, pedo.
Can you be
Hello,
here?
cumbeard.
Can
Hello,
you be
cumbeard.
What
Hello,
are you
cumbeard.
doing?
I don't have to respect some human. You obey me, Jack. I'm on top of society. You need to learn to obey your superiors.
Whoa. See, and this is what's fascinating. The projection of behavior here that's going on. What would a court, what would his would the judges he sees, would they approve of his behavior?
Well, this is why I contend it's not good to have a society of forced hierarchy because then people like this come to these panels in order to act out their power fetish fantasies, because every day at work they get cucked by a judge who they call Your Honor and Daddy, right? All day, every day, he has to walk into court and muster up this courteous presentment and cuck to his daddy. Then he gets off work, loosens his tie, pops a couple Xanax, and comes on here to flex his muscles, right, on the internet. It's not only embarrassing, but again, revealing of who and what you actually are on many levels, and it's convicting you. You're indicting yourself, not only physically in the world, but spiritually. Let's wrap it up, Imperious. You're boring us, and you're failing to actually intimidate or threaten us, right? And the fact that you're claiming to be a stalker with power in Discords and in chats is even more revealing and embarrassing, and you think that's a flex.
I think he comes here to feel at home because he talks about being on the top of society, but yet here he is at the bottom of YouTube. Think about it.
Another never was.
Yeah, Paul, weren't you cucked because you were arrested and you got put in cuffs? All I gotta do is show my bar card. They won't arrest me. So you were the one that was cucked by the system. So you obey me. You obey the laws that my class writes.
That's actually not how that works. I willingly subjected myself to being arrested over and over again, knowing I have to go to court, stand for myself under God with the law, speak it, put it on record, and win. And I've done that over and over again. And guess who was on the other side every time? Some jerk off in a suit like you who wasted his time and his hair gel.
Well, you were arrested, so you didn't win.
It doesn't matter. You see, when we live on this world, we get two options, right? I could either physically fight them, in which case I'll lose, or I can surrender to that which is the fact that they have a limited physical power in this world. Where that's balanced and equalized out is I have a limited physical power in this world from the otherworldly. And guess what? That otherworldly power is a little bit more valuable and important at this time now more than ever than what you all serve and what you all invoke, right? There is, in fact, a metaphysical hierarchy here, whether you know it or not. So I stay with the guy who brought me to the dance. You leave with the hooker that you found at the dance. That's the difference.
Yeah, and all that just means you obey me. So you'll.
No, it doesn't. It means that I go to work at the court on my own time, and I whoop guys like you by letting you reveal yourselves and getting it on record. I literally have mastered the art of war by winning without fighting and by you beating yourself before we ever start. That's what you're not getting.
So what about the numerous cases I have that you lost?
You're delusional.
What about the cases I have that you lost, Paul? What does that explain?
Go ahead and let's go over them. Again, this is about if Jack wants to entertain us.
I have 4 that you lost, Paul. I have 4.
Okay, can you go over them?
Paul,
I've never claimed, again, one of the art of wars is if you know all the maxims to court and the art of war, where this stuff all comes out of, in order to learn how to win, one must first learn how to lose. So I never claimed to have never lost in my life. I just claimed to have won the last 6. See how that works? It's like saying a fighter, a straight fighter, never lost a fight. He did early on until he got to the point where he whips every guy he comes across. That's how that works. That's called a genuine experience. You've never had that. You know why? Because all you got to do is show daddy's bar card, and then you don't have to stand for yourself and actually scrap it out. See, everything you think is a flex is actually an indictment on how much of a coward who hasn't lived a full life that you actually are. Go ahead, John.
He's an example of evidence, just like we are. But he's revealing the truth of this bullshit, the pretend, right?
It's a great simulation. Yep. He thinks he's flexing on being able to show a cut card to never actually have to get the experience as a man. And then he thinks he's demeaning me by pointing out I had to lose in order to learn how to win. That means I had to show courage. I could have went and got the bar card too, jerk off. I got news for you. I could probably do equal, if not greater job with the bar card at court all day, every day. Because I don't know if you noticed, I'm a better speaker and presenter than you. So let's not go there. You have no place to go. Again, you've lost. I've won without fighting. You've lost before we've started. You're the last to know. That's the only problem here. It makes for great content for everybody else.
Well, you were manhandled by men. I don't have to be. They don't manhandle me. That shows that
I don't know what that means. You mean the guys who shake every time they put hands on me and then go into the documents and claim how scared they were of Paul Unslaved every time they have to arrest me? You mean those big, bad, strong men, the ones who never come to court to testify how they were shaking and admit they were scared of me? That's why they had to put hands on me? Weird.
Yeah, well, they put hands on you and you obeyed. That shows you were scared.
No, I obey God, and God has commanded me to not do physical war with the reprobates and the corrupt and the stupid. God has commanded me to follow the law and to live in true care and peace and not raise a hand to them, right? And to allow the judgment of God to take place and to be a vessel of that if necessary, right? And to even be crucified if necessary. That's the walk.
Well, if you were willing to die for it, why don't you? If you're willing to be crucified for it, why don't you put your balls where your mouth is?
I have. Every time that I've gotten the car and moved about without any of the documentation and been stopped and taken to a box, as you pointed out, I have been factually, technically risking my life. Anybody knows that. You're very liable to be killed on the side of a road with a traffic stop for not having all the proper identification and following orders. Okay, so I already have put my life on the line over and over again. Okay, that doesn't mean that I'm willing to, in this moment, kill myself for rights and freedoms, if that's what you're saying. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so you're not a
going with
Christian.
this.
Go ahead. That's fine. You're not a Christian. I get it.
No,
Period.
Jesus didn't commit suicide for God's kingdom. He was put to death. And by the way, he didn't obey his own statement, because, as I pointed out many times, Jesus said we're not to do war with these people. And then he took a whip out on him and got physical. So he condemned himself by getting physical with those he told others not to get physical with. Right?
So now you're saying Jesus condemned himself? God condemned him?
Yes, I'm one of the few who doesn't believe that Jesus was an all-perfect idol to be worshipped. I believe that he was a man, if he was an actual historical man figure at all, with a story whose story relates to all of us and the times that we live in, no matter what time we're born, right? So I don't elevate him to cult idol.
The wisdom he offered, that's what should be worshipped. But these clowns, they don't understand wisdom. Imperious, they understand this bullshit ranking system, thinking I'm better than that one. And I don't know where he's going with this, laughing about his Christianity beliefs. Imperious, such a fool.
And that's an important distinction there, because the wisdom comes from experience of the knowledge. And we all know Jesus wasn't around from the time he was 12 until he was 30. So for 18 years, he wandered around the world, and this is recorded as well, because many other cultures acknowledge Jesus in the presence of their writings, meaning he went there, he traveled there, he learned their culture and their healing methods as well. So he came back with a foundation of knowledge, not just of the earthly kingdom that he knew on his local territory, but upon the world. That gave him the wisdom.
And that wisdom is truly what God has graced mankind with. That's what the masses have been misunderstanding, right? Placing the source of the wisdom. Well,
Jesus, the point is spiritually, Jesus could be a savior with the information and also a deceiver if you misinterpret the information, which is why I believe the being in scripture said, I am also Lucifer, something to that effect. So it is either the truth, life, and way, or a deception. So as Snafu in chat points out, Paul, you're denying Christ. I'm not denying Christ. I'm denying that he is the only Son of God, because he himself denied the claim as well. But you're not interested in the word and testimony of the man. You're interested in being part of the cult of the man, because it absolves you of your responsibility and accountability, and you're not fooling anyone. That's why a majority of you folks go to religion. You don't care about God and the truth. You care about a mechanism that allows you to do the wicked shit you've always done and somehow be forgiven, because we put it all on the blood of Jesus.
Yeah, and you put it on your balls. Why do I care about you, Paul? I don't give a fuck about what you think.
You don't have to care about me or what I'm doing and saying. Again, we're here presenting and co-creating something. You're here and everywhere else that we are consistently. So the same question could be asked back to you while we're in a supposed position of creating order here, and you know, you needing to be ruled over, which you're so fond of. You having to be taught how to self-govern.
Ruled over. That's the cops put hands on you. They rule over you.
Let's be present, Imperious. Can you be present and be aware here and now?
Jack, if you enforce rules evenly, sure.
Okay, let's assume that the rules are being enforced evenly. And the expectation here, the only rule that we're wanting to really enforce evenly here is respectful dialogue, right? We listen and we reply. Can we do that?
Absolutely, Jack.
All right.
And all I said before, everyone keeps going back to moralities, laws, legal. And as I said, Jack, there are two types of laws: malum
Can you
prohibitum.
please
Hold on, can I
pause?
answer, Jack? See what I'm saying? You interrupt me. Everyone
What are
interrupts me
you doing?
because
I
I'm
know,
trying to give you an answer, Jack. You don't want to hear it.
No,
So don't
what
say you're open to
doing.
communication. You don't follow your own fucking rules, you fucking.
Shit. Holy shit. I'll agree to some extent that you're right. I asked that the rules be that we go one at a time. And then I started interrupting you, Imperious, before you threw your temper tantrum. If you'd understand why I was interrupting you, there's no reason for you to repeat yourself.
I didn't get to.
I know. You're like a little toddler. I gotta get this out. Calm down, dude. I've been there myself. Chill the fuck out, and we can have adult conversations here.
No, you can't have an adult conversation.
Not with you, not with your mindset the way that it is. Okay. So, Paul, I genuinely think you and we've tried tremendously, very patiently.
I guess I'm caught in the shuffle right now. It's been a while for me. I'm kind of engaged. I'm enjoying it.
You want to keep going? I mean, I'm kind of giving up on him. He's deep in his ruts.
Yeah, I get that. It's like hitting a wall over and over again. And then I guess the part of me engages where it's like, okay, let's see how many times you can do this until we get somewhere here. But it won't at some point if it becomes.
Jack, there's a reason you hide here and you can't go on other channels. Because you can only exist when you can mute. Jack, you can only mute people, Jack. You can only mute people. That's how you
guys
exist,
literally
Jack.
all have the same raps.
No,
and
it's true though.
It doesn't matter which one of you says it. It never makes sense, right? But it's always the same middle school sort of narratives and raps to try to just get your way. That's all it is you just want what you want. Guess what? Jack or I or anyone else doesn't have to be subject to the rules that we set to govern your ridiculous behavior. We don't have to be subject to those same rules and scrutiny. I know you tried to get Jack there with that egalitarianism. That's when it's convenient for you. But guess what? We don't have to be, because we get to do what we want to do here and have the conversations we want to have. And we're not going to be guilted or shamed when we decide you're not part of that. And Snafu and Tommy and Paul when he's obese and loud. And oh, wait, he's still obese and loud. Well, whatever, I mean, hey, we're making some progress. Maybe
we're making
possibly,
a lot of progress
sometime. So
Let's
that's how
up.
that works, right? That's how that works. Final words again for the 10th time Imperious. Let's see if we can get some final words here and get you out. And then we have another. What now?
I'm done with his final words, but
you're running out of here, huh?
It's up to you.
Should we? Okay, I was going to ask you. Should we do you leave and I stay and do another half hour, or is this too early on in the key process? And am I too hooked into now dysfunction and dopamine dealing? And I'm sniffing my own product too while I'm dealing it. It's obvious, right? I'm high on dopamine right now. I'm kind of cooking and dealing, and I'm getting some of the fumes, Jack. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But your awareness and your willingness, right? I am a man of reason, and that's not something I thought about. But you know what? What the hell? I think you've shown. Let me walk the walk too. Live without fear. I'm a man of trust. Paul,
right.
You've got the keys. I'm going to step away for a little bit, and I'll trust you to do what you do. I may or may not be back.
Jack, I was just going to say, feel free to stop back, though.
I am.
Oh, he will. He'll be listening in, I got a feeling. If necessary, he'll assert himself. Jack's not shy, as we know, to assert himself.
No. Much love and respect. Have fun. And
all right. Mr. Talcott getting a much needed respite from the chaos in the asylum. Maybe he's going to go grab a bite to eat. Let's give Imperious.
Yeah, and the same thing you said about you and not doing that, I can do with the channel, right? I can take it down when I want. I can flag it if I want. I can copyright it. I can have hundreds of people copyright it if I want, because I can do whatever I want, right? So the same thing you do here, I can do to your channel. That's all I ask. So okay, that's all. So you can sit here and go, "Oh, I'll let you mute. I'll mute." Well, then I'll mute the channel.
Right? Can we
It's
just?
very simple, bro. It's no. You want to be
the-
passive aggressive? I'm worse at everything than you are.
I
I'm
don't
the
doubt
devil,
that.
bro, to you.
I don't doubt that. You are, in fact, worse at everything than I am. I'll take
Yes,
your word
I'm
for it.
evil, bro. Yeah. The difference is you play games. You sit there and think you're tough, that you resist a cop. They arrested you. You didn't do shit. The video of all those cops coming up to your house and you going, "Oh, please, officer, don't do that." There's videos of you getting arrested like the little bitch you are. You obeyed. You obey the law people like me make for you.
Do you
and you'll
have
obey.
that?
It's all over the Yeah, you will obey whatever.
Yeah, I'm not going to feed into that. That's
Yeah,
fine.
you still obey.
I don't know quite what you're speaking of when it comes to the house. It's not to my memory, but I'm not going to engage you in the reactive space, right? I'm not going to make this a competition. Ultimately, I've done what I want to do because it means something to me, and that's where it begins and ends, right? So, and I've been relatively successful at what I've set out to do. I've actually exceeded my own expectations, as I've told the folks many times. I expected to be long put under a jail for a certain amount of time for not doing what I've been told to do, right? So, quite to my amazement and astonishment, I've actually been given a reprieve by what I believe to be the higher forces. Wizard, your noise, man. I got you. But yeah. So again, I know that you're trying to be effective and make me feel something like you got to me, but you're not getting that you can't do that, because what I do is based on my intention, inspiration, motivation, and results. And like I said, I've exceeded those expectations. So you can't detract or demean or devalue that. Is there anything else that
you still obey? That's all I care about, is that you obey.
That's fine. Again, you like everyone else.
Again,
you like everyone else can tell you yourself all the stories that you want to tell yourself to make your life a little bit more worth living for you, right? Again, I would think that you would see how pathetic it looks and sounds, that you would just continue to clutch to make claims that are not true in order to feel powerful in a venue where you could just go away and not come back. Or could you?
Why? When I can torture you, you're beneath me. I get to do
this
what I
isn't
want.
torture for me. Again, I'm in my element, man. I mean, in a way, it's easier on here. In real life, we'd be subject to a whole bunch of other aspects of our beingness, right? Here, I tune you in, I tune you out. I listen for a few moments till I get over you, and then I speak when I want. This is far from torture for me. Again, you're talking to the jailbird who's been to jail many times, and I've even been to the asylum at some point. That was my pre-broadcast training for this place, right? So if you think listening to you folks yakking and acting out and projecting and telling yourself stories and all the rest of it is torture for me, I've gotten used to it long ago. I'm not so sure that that's even a thing to be proud of. That might be what's wrong
more
with me.
to say about somebody who's been to jail and been to the nut house. It's more
Absolutely.
about you.
Absolutely. From day one, I've not followed along with what most people expect of me and want of me. I've been outspoken, challenging, questioning. I've even go so far as to call people out of their name since I was about 12 years old. So yes, parents, teachers, many other folks have had issues and problems with me from day one, because as I said, not only do I question their nonsense to which they have no answers to, but I wholly reject their power over me, therefore leading to, of course, having to be punished, because we live in a world of wannabe authoritarians who basically tell you you're going to do as I say or else, and then have no reason for their explanation, right?
Well, you contribute to those authoritarians by just obeying like you do. So,
Paul, have you?
And I just real quick, Zildjian, if I can answer. So it's because I didn't. A lot of folks here are kind of slow on the uptake, and I get that. I'm working with limited intelligences, but the reason I was arrested is because I disobeyed. Unlike you and everyone else, I've been arrested over and over again because I keep getting arrested and keep disobeying. Okay, so again, if you can try to keep up here,
you disobey paperwork, but when the force comes, you get on your knees like the bitch you are. So that
it's not this isn't an ego pride thing, right? I'm willing to get on my knees for the truth and God at times, and let men like you think they're in control for a limited time, because there's an old saying, again, maxims in art of war. You can win the battle and still lose the war. See? So the issue isn't me getting arrested and going to jail. The issue is they haven't and or can't hold me.
And
so
that goes
ultimately, real quick, Wizard, that ultimately is more inspiring. This is what you're not getting to all the other folks out there, because I've proven that a guy like Paulie Boy from a challenged background in a broken home with no formal training could somehow get arrested over and over again, come out and have the charges disappear. That is the motivating and inspiring aspect of my story. I wouldn't change it for anything. If I tried to fight these people and resist, they would have long took me up out of here, and then I couldn't do the work that I do regularly. Okay. But again, you're slow on the uptake and you don't understand how a long-term game works and being ultimately influential to an exponential degree. Go ahead, Mr. Wizard, you were saying, and then we got to welcome Lubas, and then we got, of course, Raxus Assblood, the entity itself. Praise Satan is something he would say at these moments. I'm not going to go that far, but we will welcome him nonetheless.
So in Sun Tzu's Art of War, it also says to defeat one's opponent. This is my favorite. To defeat one's opponent without fighting is of supreme excellence. And this is telling us that if we use our logic and reason, Imperial is talking about the laws of logic, which is identity, know yourself first. The law of non-contradiction. If you put something out, you better follow up. And then, of course, the law of exclusion. And when we defeat our opponents without fighting, it's because we were superior in our thought, not in our actions.
Are you so fucking stupid you think the law of identity means personal understanding? Is that how fucking stupid you are?
No. Law
Is that how fucking stupid? Are you really that?
If you're going to ask a question, you're going to pause for him to get the answer. If you're going to filibuster and continue to ask the same question over and over again to avoid the answer, then we can't interact with you. This isn't that difficult.
Yeah, the law of identity.
You don't even know what the...
Okay, it's very easy for me to just bring you up, for you to show yourself, and me to put you in the back and then let him respond. Go ahead, Wizard.
Yeah, the law of identity specifically states that one identifies themselves because there is no other identical. That is what identical is. I identify myself, and nobody else can give the same identity because they're in their thoughts. They're describing it from their view. I can only identify myself. I can only provide an identical. No one else.
That's not what it means.
Okay, we don't need the fake laughter and the posturing. Just give your perspective back. You waste all of our time with your posturing and performance just like a douchebag attorney would. It's not impressive. We're not swayed by it. You're boring us. You're wasting our time. We're allowing you to waste our time, to just let you know we see through you and see you for who and what you are. We're doing you the greatest favor and service ever, okay? So hold the fake laughter, hold the posturing and the arrogant tone, and just give back your perspective, because you are obviously the only person in this experience who's in the know on many levels.
Then you should shut up and listen to your superior.
Go ahead then, sir.
Okay, so the law of identity is a statement is true in of itself. So, example, A is A. That states that a thing is identical to itself. It doesn't mean about introspection. It doesn't mean about how one views itself compared to another. It means a logical statement is one in itself. It's inherent. You are all fucking idiots.
So when the record presents a legal identification,
there's no law of identity.
It is in and of itself. It is not my identity. It is a legal identification. Therefore, it is not identical to myself. It cannot represent itself in physical form. It has to remain on paper. It is not me. It is not identical. It identifies itself, just like I identify myself. Great point, though.
No, dumb. That's not what it means. It has no connection to any kind of cognition. You're fucking stupid. This has nothing to do about what an individual perceives itself. Nothing. And that's why you're all fucking stupid and inferior, because you talk about things you don't know. And
So
I
in
let
a
you keep
statement where
talking.
you start out,
You
identifying
let criminals keep talking. They eventually fucking lay out themselves. Paul would know such a thing.
Not only would I know it, we've watched you and pointed out you doing it.
Well, yeah,
all
that's why
throughout
you
this
keep your eyes on daddy.
We watched you and pointed out you doing it all through this interaction. You're not leading me and others here, in my understanding. You're a play toy for me and others here, is what you're not getting. This is what's so fascinating about the inferiority complex masquerading as superiority complex or projecting that. You're just outgunned here, bud. That's all this is.
It's almost
That's
like
why you
playing
keep.
with a
That's
mouse.
why you keep clamoring and grasping and clutching, and all to prove that you're in a superior position. By you doing that, you prove you're in an inferior position. You're not in the power position.
No,
You
it's
are the
that you keep
mouse.
your eyes on daddy. That's what I want. Keep your eyes on me.
I already told you, you can tell yourself whatever stories you want to tell yourself to feel like the hero in the story, in the same breath as saying you are worse at everything than me and are an evil person, and that being lying in bad faith isn't a negative. It helps you win. I get that. That is the criminal mind you are revealing. I appreciate
Can't
that.
even
Respect
describe
that.
what evil is other than your vagina tingles if you see it. You don't know what evil is? Define evil.
That's fine.
Define evil.
You can continue to try to make challenges to my masculinity. You're not in a position to do that. You literally just said you don't get in trouble because you have a card. I mean, you know, we could just just take one of the statements you made throughout this broadcast and it convicts you and indicts you. Okay. So you're not in a power position of masculinity either. You've been emasculated. You think your power comes from a card that other men have given you that prove that you're above and beyond the code. Right?
A card from another nation, by the way, Paul. It's not an
you're Satan's
American-
bitch. That's the bottom line, right? You're Satan's bitch.
It's not an American.
Again, no, my power comes that you need me. You keep
accredited
bringing me up. You
registry.
keep paying attention to me.
Okay, so
British-
then if that's the case, I'll prove to you that I don't. You will not be back up on the broadcast for the remainder of this broadcast. You see how easy that was? It's ridiculous. I'd rather you just say what you really believe and what you really want, presuming you even know, than to try to play these games with me. Because you don't win. And ultimately, I know that Jack wouldn't, if he was here, he wouldn't comply with your demands either. He would risk it. He's a gambler just like I am. He's going to tell you. That's just what I believe, right? If you want to do something to the channel or whatever else, you're going to do that anyway. I'm not going to have any strings attached to me to do what you want and what you say. So, Imperious, thank you for being here today. We enjoyed your presentment. It was relatively entertaining watching you spin and cycle, project, and live in delusion and denial, right? We always enjoy a good short story, right? Rather not short enough, Lou. Maybe not short enough of a story.
A cat and mouse, if you will.
Yeah. We got someone, we got a screen back there. If you guys got anything, questions, comments, concerns, Mr. Rat Blood is, of course, joining us.
I just wanted to
Mr.
say
Monday.
to Imperious that I believe he's American. He lives in America, from what I understand. Yet he holds a bar card, which is the British accredited registry. So you hold the license of a completely different country of your own. You are the quintessential redcoat, Imperious. That's what you are.
Yeah. Well, that's another way that you could say it, Lou, right? And again, it makes sense because cosmically, you know, Jack and I, we come here for true care, or what he likes to call love. You know, I kind of have some phobia with that word, it seems. It might be an East Coast Irish Italian New Yorker thing. Might just be my pride and my ego. But we come here for some level of true care about, you know, some people, some places, some things, some ideas. Rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith. So it would make sense that a creature like that would show up as a reflection, right? That's part of the kind of the universal law.
I also wanted
based
to
on-
say it's nice to see that Daddy Paul, Mommy Jack, and Uncle Weezard are back together.
Yeah, Uncle Wizard is that one uncle who you may not always want to take credit for him being the uncle, but you know, like he's the one you still love after he abuses you. is what it
Yeah,
is,
like he's the
right?
crazy uncle that everybody loves.
Yeah. Scholar of War and Bible, and Tony Drake.
Hey, I was on your panel before. You know, this topic is about war and everything. I could see the title on that, and I'm very interested in that. Someone got a terrible microphone.
Yeah, it's Rappler. Rappler, you got to fix your setup over there, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's that called? The United States already bombed a school full of children, girls, and basically it's a holy war. The United States is fighting for Israel, and it's all about, you know, holy war and everything. Now, if we go to now, this done by, you know, bombing a schoolgirl and killing children, little girls, by killing these little girls, they're following strict laws of the Bible from Numbers 31, 17, 18. I'm going to read what the Bible says. The Bible says in Numbers 31, 17, now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who have known a man by laying with him. And then on 18, it says, but older women, children who have not known man by laying with him, keep alive for yourself. So this is evidence what Israel is doing. They're killing the little boys, and you know, America killed the little girls. I think they got it wrong, but the Israelis are killing the little boys. And
okay, so let's be clear, because we can sum this all up. You're bringing a lot of details and confusion, some might say.
And
we can simplify this.
To prisons and sexually abuse them.
It's all nations. All nations are in chaos and confusion because they keep abdicating their responsibility and accountability over to supposed superior leaders. Okay? So the superior leaders create armies and forces, and then they fight their own people and themselves and each other, and it's only a matter of time before they start fighting everyone else.
The problem is the Iranians are targeting military targets. The Israelis and the United States is targeting civilian targets. So who has the upper
Do we
hand?
know that to be true? Can we pull back for a second? I'll speak for me. I have no idea what's going on over there because I don't live there and I have no firsthand knowledge. All I have is the reports from a bunch of outlets and sources that have been known to be non-credible.
Mainstream media is fake news. They are hiding the truth. They're not showing the real damage. If you extensively look at X and look through the videos, you will see Iran is doing quite a bit of big damages to you.
Sure, I wouldn't deny that. If your case here is that the Zionistic, the sort of central banker cartel is using the Judeo-Christian front of nations that are actually been incorporated, they're now corporations, as I've laid out many times, are essentially chopping up the world and turning it into a fascistic, mafiosi related business, and willing to even go so far as to kill women and children to do it and get it. I'm not denying that by any means. I suspect that is precisely what's going on many levels.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but there's something else as well. Like the United States, they might say it's for politics, and you know they want to have a regime change, but it's really for Israel. They're doing it for a holy war.
You folks are obsessed now, and this is part of why the media.
It's true.
It's not. I'm not saying it's not true. Just let me finish here with what I'm saying. Okay. This is another ruse. It's another dupe because everybody keeps focusing on Israel and the Jews now. My whole feed is full of Israel and the Jews. They're using Judaism as a front. This is a Masonic Luciferian cult. We have Albert Pike, the head of Masonic World Freemasonry in the 1800s, saying we're going to create 3 world wars and bring in a new religion and a world government. And that's what they're doing. So I'm kind of tired of people just spilling the same old repetitive narratives they've gotten from the guy next to them when I've been reporting on this for over a decade. Go back on my Facebook a decade ago. You'll see who's doing this, how, why, and when, and what it leads to. And I predicted the war in Iran and Russia and China getting involved at some point, or North Korea, rather. It's not hard to tell, okay? So it's not the Jews. It's not Israel. The Jews in Israel are being inhabited and avatared by a spirit, the same spirit that has inhabited the Luciferian Masons in the 1800s that gave them this revelation about how the world was going to be brought into a kingdom of Shaitan through deception. One of the deceptions is this idea of nation states and corporations.
The problem is 90% of Israelis do not like Christians.
The problem is that 98
don't like it.
The problem is, since you seem to know the problem but are never right about the problem or the solution, the problem is 98% of this world keeps giving their responsibility and accountability over to someone or something other than God and truth themselves and their community. Doesn't matter who and what you call them and what banner they're under. It's the same mechanism and the same result over and over from the beginning of the time.
Okay,
I don't know why this is so difficult for people to understand. It's literally like beating your head against the wall trying to show this stuff, let alone teach it.
This war is going to end very badly for the United States and Israel.
It's supposed to. It's supposed to. Again, you're forecasting something I've already forecasted. You don't know why it's happening or where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to destroy common law and the common law nations and the idea of republics and God-given rights. It's supposed to turn everybody over potentially. I can't prove it, but I suspect my intuition's usually not wrong. It's supposed to turn it all over to AI for governance because governments can't be trusted any longer because you all now got the Epstein Island releases they wanted you to get. I've known this all along for decades, who and what they are, what they're involved in. We've reported on all this. It's mainstream history. It's biblical.
And it's a global effect, not a locality effect.
Right. It's global governance. And the way you get global governance is by establishing the locale, taking control over the locale. How do you get the locale? Right? How do you get the locale to give up their control? By first convincing them government and authority is legitimate, then convincing them it's completely illegitimate, and then turning it over to a supposed impartial third-party mechanism rather than encourage the people to do self-governance, which is why America and common law nations were great and ultimately prosperous, because there was no externalizing force to tell everybody what to do and be. So human beings were free to search their essence to become what God meant them to be. See, I understand spiritually what this place is and what it's supposed to create and produce versus what it becomes. And what it becomes is even what it's supposed to produce, because it's a light age, dark age cycle that's partly choice and partly randomized, I guess you could say. Not randomized is not a good word, but it's systemic. It's partly individuated and choice-based. It's partly a part and parcel of a systemic cosmic experience.
Okay, I think you already know this, but eventually United States and Israel are going to put ground troops, and when that happens, body count's going to go off, and United States are just going to lose so many soldiers. Like in Iran, they're just going to get fucked and, you know, ambushed and destroyed because they're entering their territory, which is mountainous, and they're fucked. It might be over like 500,000 kills on the US side.
Yeah, but who's choosing for these soldiers to go into Iraq? Is it the president, or are they making their own choice?
They're going to make
So who believes that America is going to send 500,000 troops over there?
I mean, maybe not 100,000, maybe like 200,000, but there's going to be a large body count. Like NATO's going to go in as well. Like they're going to get.
So you're still projecting. So you're still projecting, right? See, I know this is fear mongering. Do you have something substantive that you can bring?
Right now, if you look at the news and Twitter and X and
look at the news again. No objection. Hearsay.
If you would just look at your sources of propaganda and repeat what's shown, you too would understand. Wizard, don't you get it?
Look, they're getting pressured. You know this. They're getting pressured. Iran is doing damage. Eventually, they're going to be like, you know what? This is going too far. We need to put boots in the ground. There will be no regime change if we don't put boots in the ground. Israel has to put boots in the ground.
What I don't think, it's a lot darker and morbid than I think that you and others want to believe, okay? So we're talking about members of corporations who are literally on file and record admitting that they kill women and children and do it for fun. So, I mean, if it comes to expanding their power and their control and their business, if they can, they will.
Yeah,
so we don't need, like, Iran doesn't have to be, this is amazing. For 33 years, they've been trying to set this up to do what they're doing now, and most of you are buying it as, like every psyop, hook, line, and sinker. So again, your biggest challenge and test is yourself first and foremost, and your life, and then the people who are on your homeland telling you what you're going to do and be and how to live. It's not Iranians. That's not your biggest test and challenge and threat, right? You've been pointed toward that because it's convenient for the actual testers and challengers and potential threat.
Look, Iran is the real superpower on ground. They're
No.
gonna nuke Iran. Iran's gonna put so much.
The real superpower is the creator of this universe, and then second in command at this point, because it believes it can do it better than the rest and was given an opportunity to deceive the whole world, is the Luciferian spirit, as we call it, the god of this world, right? And it's the ones working through the Masons and the Israelites, as you would call them, the Zionists, and all the rest of these folks to bring about Armageddon. Armageddon is the revealing of the truth that's always been. The truth that's always been is precisely what I just laid out. That there's a creator of this universe. We are connected to each other and then there is the one who teaches us and shows us what we're going to do and be in this world.
Okay,
and that leads us to the same place every time. It's supposed to.
Other than the real superpower, let's take out God out of this and keep out humans.
No, that's precisely what got everybody here, is you took God and truth and what's right out of the equation, and all that's left is the rules and dictates of false prophets, essentially. Your politicians and your religious leaders. Your institutionalized institutors and colonizers.
The real Scholar of war, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What if Iran is actually just playing the role that was set out for it to play?
You mean them?
Well, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. A lot of people believe that the Mustache Man's goal was to take over Europe, save Germany, and do all this, Aryan race stuff. I believe the exact opposite. He fulfilled his role. His role was to create what happened. So the destruction of Germany, the destruction of Christians and Muslims and everybody else. So he played his role exactly as it was set out for him. What if Iran is actually playing the role that was set out for them to destroy you?
Well, victory to them, I guess.
No, that you're missing the point.
That's very unlikely. That's a hypothetical.
It's not really if you look into it.
Okay.
It's not really.
Right. There's no other way to explain, as much as it sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, there's no way to explain that the same types of people have been doing the same things from the beginning of time, no matter how many of them are born and die. And there's no other way to explain how on the other side, people are repeating the same crap and going along with the same crap that leads to the same place from the beginning of time. That's the dynamics of this creation. The truth, life, and way, and the deception. It's been the one theme and the one story here from the beginning of time till the end of time, however that works, right? Presuming it is a thing. This may be, as I've contended, a holographic reflective simulation, light-based. Time isn't even really a thing.
Be very careful with your point of view, because the Israelis might assassinate you, and they don't like your anti-war rhetoric. They will definitely come after you. They might send threats to you. So
yeah, that's very well possible. But again, the revelation of the greater truth here is that you can't ever really be born, so you can't ever really die. That is the infinite kingdom of heaven that Christians talk about. As much as that's beyond our comprehension, right? There are peaks beyond the veil. So I don't believe that what I am, pure consciousness and awareness, begins at the birth of Paul Unslaved, nor does it end at the death of Paul Unslaved as a body, as a bodily entity, right? So it's actually not possible to kill life here. We could just send it on another experience. So again,
hey, what am I here? Am I Uncle Louis or Cousin Louis? What if Wizard is
your
janitor?
Your cousin it. Your cousin it. You're the weirdo.
Let's
Listen, Uncle Wizard.
Let's screen Tony Drake here. Make sure that he's not I like the Jack and Paul screen 20 years from now. I think we have another one down here somewhere as well. Oh, Tony Drake is showing himself. Tony Drake, what do you got? Questions, comments, concerns?
Hang on, Paul. This is the first time I've listened to you, but I have listened to Jack a couple of times. The main question I have for you is, do you understand that we do not live on a globe?
Oh, God.
God gave us, I believe, that I am created by God. I believe that God gave me all of the best senses available for me to pursue my life on earth. And that he
When will you
gave me.
stop believing and start knowing?
I was going
I
to say,
know,
did anybody else do that?
I know that God created me. I know God gave me tools to interpret this reality. God gave me eyes to see. The sun and the moon appear to be the same size.
You just said a whole lot of belief words, and the minute I said knowing words, you changed beliefs to knowings. You're moving the goalposts.
All right, Tony. I think that I also, maybe Jack had the right idea in mind earlier. He might have been the wisest among us. I'm also rapidly feeling what I guess would be described as completion energy, although it doesn't feel like it. I'm guessing that's what Jack means when he says it, but it doesn't feel like it, Lou. Feels like something else entirely.
Well, when Jack says it, it means that, he's complete and I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
We've taken this as far as it's gonna go, dare we say, right?
We'll leave it there.
Yeah, Tony Drake, I get it. I'm not a baller. I'm not a flatter because ultimately I don't know, shockingly enough, the arrogant, egotistical, prideful narcissist that I am to an extent, as I've been called out on many times. I'm willing to admit to myself and others when something is not knowable. So I don't possess the craft nor the camera equipment to be able to view the earth in its unadulterated form, so I can't speak on what shape that it is. And I'm perfectly okay with just saying, I don't know. I don't think it's knowable. And you know what? By doing that, it opens up a whole world where you realize the majority of people will continue to claim stuff they can't verify. Because when the folks say it's round or the folks say it's flat, they have something in common. The something in common is neither of them knows conclusively. They're just taking from the evidence and formulating a claim, right? That's not proof. Nor is that knowledge. It's just belief.
It's a cope. It's a cope.
Well, yeah, it's a cope cult, is what it
Yes.
is. We're going to get in a group and argue that it's this. We're going to fight the guys who say that it's that. While the revelation is that we're both wrong because we think we're right, but we can't prove our claim, nor do we know conclusively what it is. I mean, again, this philosophically calls into question, is there even true solidity here when it comes to physicality, form, and matter, right? Things are usually, I was going to say they're not always what they seem. Things are usually not what they seem, is what I've found in life, right? So when you say, well, the sun seems to be the same size as seems to be, is not what it is, right? So most things are not what they seem to be. To me, in
If
my
you look
world.
at the human body under a microscope and get really small, there actually is no solidity. There's a lot of space between the cells. So I don't know what that means, but
Look, okay. Listen, I'm 77 years old now. I have spent my life researching and examining. I've spent the last 30 years without a job, not with all the time in the world to examine. I can tell you for a fact that we do not live on a spinning ball.
listen, when you masturbate, do you use 40 grit sandpaper?
Hey, Lou, that's inappropriate here. I know that you lapsed into thinking you were part of some unslavian row, but that's not what this place is, and that's not what it's for. Okay, let's try to center back. Let's refocus and recenter back on love
asking
Okay,
him
what I
about
would say is
masturbating with sandpaper is not.
don't
Lou,
use.
Lou, now I got to put you. I'm going to ask you to control yourself, Lou. I'm recentering and refocusing. I want to leave this broadcast on a high note. Okay. Notice that I'm telling you I'm leaving the broadcast as well. Take a hint. Go ahead and please, if you're going to interact with Mr. Tony Drake and other panel goers, please try to keep it as loving and centered as possible.
Well, I wasn't talking about the sexual part of man. I'm talking about the brain, right? People seem to want to,
I'm going to go ahead and stop you again because I feel like there's a teachable moment here. Lou, I'm just going to break it to you. I know this is going to maybe be rough for you. You bringing up masturbation at all in any context, having to do with you, someone else, just in any context, I want new rule for you. Just masturbation at all, Lou, off limits. Creepy. Okay? Creepy and off-putting.
Okay, massaging your brain with sandpaper. How's that?
That's fine.
Do you massage your brain with 40 grit sandpaper, sir? Tony Drake? Because if you do, I would suggest you use a slightly higher number, maybe even a 200, 220 grit. It's a little softer on the brain. It won't do as much damage.
Okay, Lou. Thank you for the rhetorical question. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Tony Drake, do you have anything else? We're going to move on here. I'm going to give one more opportunity for folks' final words if they want to come up. Questions, comments, concerns, presentments. I think we had a great first day here with Keys. We had a back and forth Jack Talcott experience. You guys were double teamed thoroughly till satisfaction and completion. And I even took over the last half hour to an hour, right? Pack Talcott, uncensored, raw and uncut, right? A darker side of Talcott, as some might say. But still loving, still joyful, somewhat pleasurable, I would say. I don't know about overwhelming exponential ecstasy, as Mr. Talcott talks about and displays at times, but maybe we're getting there. Maybe that's the end of the yellow brick road here that is the Talcott broadcast. Overwhelming exponential ecstasy. Lou, please.
That's why Jack left. To get some overwhelming ecstasy.
Right. Imagine being enlightened on some level and living in overwhelming contentment and ecstasy and then doing a broadcast and realizing the juxtaposition there. Right.
I'm going to start a broadcast too now.
Yeah. The broadcast is a break from or an interruption to the overwhelming exponential ecstasy that is the joy of that which is. And that which is love, brothers and sisters, God's love. Yeah, it's a hell of a dichotomy. All right, Mr. Talcott, it looks like is back, checking in. Mr. I forgot you could let yourself in. I went to let him in, and then he put himself out. Give me a rating so far. I'm moving in that direction, wrapping up, giving the folks a final go around. I heard we gotta real quick, Mr. Talcott. We got to pay some bills here because I forgot about this. Where is it? Right, there it is. Because Jack is back now. Have we mentioned lately how great we are and how inferior everyone else is? No, but thank you for reminding us, Jack. Now go ahead and remind these people.
We can always count on Mars to remind us of what we've missed, right?
He's a team player. There's no denying it.
Hey, thank you. Thank you sincerely, Paul. This first day of this experiment, the Pack Talcott and the merge and the keys, I think it's gone very well. I appreciate everything. I stepped away. I got a bite to eat. I'm feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. And I heard you. Yeah, I recognize the signs of completion energy and final words. So
a little bit. All right. Well, I'm getting the vibe that Jack is wanting to wrap this up. So I won't keep you folks. You want to do final words, or you want me to go around the horn here, or how do you want to do this?
It's your option. Like I said, I got some nourishment in me. I'm feeling good. We're going that direction, but
You're not refreshed and nourished enough for the likes of Lou Bass, though, I'm guessing, right?
his final words can be entertaining.
Right. Go ahead, Lewis. Give us some final words here if you
Well,
got it.
I'm you can't see it, but I'm actually completing right now.
Thank God.
So
Peace, Lou.
I appreciate it for the content. It helps me reach my completion, and it's especially like I said, seeing Daddy Paul, Mommy Jack, and Uncle Weezer all together again. Good night, people. Much love.
Thank you for sharing, Lewis, as always.
I shouldn't have left him on so long, but
Wow. We were trying. Yeah, that's the thing. But it's about love here, right? You know, I got to remind myself of that.
I know. Short Bus or Tony, either way.
I just wanted to say thanks for having me up again, Jack. Be blessed. We'll see everybody next time.
Hey, much love to you, brother. Appreciate you. And Tony Drake, thank you again for joining. You joined again late. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It's not late for me. It's very early in the morning still. But anyway, I don't know where to start. But the globalists, the word globalists, they believe in a globe. They believe that we can land on the moon. They believe that we can go to Mars.
It's okay.
all been,
it's okay.
It's all been inverted.
Mm-hmm. It's
We've got
okay.
to know that God creates the cell. Most people are familiar with the blood, the cell that's in our body, the cell that contains all the information for the whole body. I believe God's universe is the same. It's contained within an outer wall of the cell. God is within the center of the cell. There's no such thing as outer space. Come on, people, look at the evidence. It's all there.
All right, Tony, thank you so much for joining again. It may be early for you, but it is late into the stream. We've been going a few hours already. So I'm going to drop you out and thank you again for returning. And Paul, sincerely, man, I'm going to do my own last words. We'll figure
All right,
out
I'm going to get out of your way then. It's been a momentous occasion. I wouldn't change it for anything. Choose love. Peace is available. This was an effort in ending wars and showing that peace and love are available. And tune in next time for the Jack Talcott experience. Blessings.
Amen. Sincerely, thank you so much to Paul, to all the guests, all the viewers, all those who tune in at a later time. You get told about it, you check it out, whatever way you find it. Thank you sincerely, brothers and sisters. The topic and the idea today was the absence of war, finding that and sharing that absence of war. And we kind of got way off base from the thumbnail and the topic. Whoops, doggone it. Brought up the wrong thing there. The idea of growth, right? Growth being found through the pursuit of goals, pursuit of ambitions. It's pretty, for those of you who know anything about Jack, you know my pursuit, my goal is peace, right? Peace on earth, peace with me, peace with you. Let's share that peace, right? Let's be with love. Let's share some love. Have more fun and joy in your life through the fulfillment found in a day well lived. I believe the partnership, the collaboration that was brought forth here today, sincerely, a day well lived. That's what I'm feeling. Brothers and sisters, if you haven't done so yet, make sure do the subscribe, do the like, tell others, and return again in the future. As I mentioned, we've already got some confirmed guests coming up and more things, exciting things are coming together. Brothers and sisters, till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, live without fear, and God bless us all. Peace. And thank you again, Paul and others.